Hey, can you smell it, Fester, by any chance? Can you take a sniff? Tell me if you can smell it. I think I've done a good job. I don't smell it right now, but man, was I hit with it last night. Holy hell.
What happened?
Bad chicken.
Oh.
Man. Yeah. Oh, man, I opened up that cellophane wrapper with my tray of chicken thighs, and boom! It was like a blast furnace. I got it right back here. Yeah, hang on.
Chicken, well, you brought it in?
Yeah.
What are you bringing it in for?
I got it.
What's wrong with you?
I got it right here.
What's wrong with you? We're in a confined studio.
Yeah.
You want to bring rotten chicken in here?
No, because I didn't want to. I didn't want to leave it in the car. I got to bring it back to Winn-Dixie.
Wait, get your money back?
Yes.
Well, here, let me take it and put it in the freezer. Seriously, I'm gonna put it in the freezer.
God, I'm having I'm having a gag reflex now. Just even thinking about the chicken from last night.
How much was the chicken? Was it $6, $8?
The sticker at $13.84, and then with the Winn-Dixie card, it was like knocked down to like $9 something. And I've got my phone number in the system, so I got the.
Yeah.
Anyway,
This ain't a win-win.
This was not a win-win. No.
Let's put it in the freezer. It'll freeze over in about an hour, and then it'll stop stinking.
No, but I don't think it's stinking. I've got it quadruple bagged.
I don't think I want it in the studio. I mean, I don't think you want it in the studio.
If you want to, man, I got to tell my chicken story later on. But if you follow me on Instagram, you saw the video that I shot last night. Oh my God! I posted this last night. I had a very serious C to J on video. They come to So I had a serious little video that I shot, and I'm just standing right in front of the rotted chicken. It was everything I had to do to like keep from barfing, because the smell of the chicken while I had it displayed in front of me shooting the video. Yeah, I don't know. This is a mystery. It has a sell-by date of the 21st.
Plenty of time.
Yes, I bought this yesterday after leaving the morning show. I talk about how I like for good protein during the week. I like buying chicken thighs, and anyway, I'll get into this later on. I just wanted to just launch the show because I have the bag of chicken back here.
Yuck!
And it is back in the rear of the studio on the credenza back here. I don't know if you can see it on MJ TV.
Yeah, let me get it out of here.
Yeah, you can see it right back there. It's right. See it? It's right there. Yeah. If you're watching MJ TV, and folks, you can always watch the show. You not only listen to the show on various methods and outlets, but you can always watch us every morning. If you go to mjmorningshow.com, go to our website, and right on the top nav bar, you'll see MJ TV. You click on that. When we're live from 6 to 10, you click on the little logo that says, watch us. And then all of the previous shows are also all listed, so you can go back and watch all kinds of archive stuff. All right, what were we going to say?
No, let me put it in another studio.
That's fine.
Okay.
You don't have to do it now. You can wait till,
a couple minutes.
We'll just wait for the first break, and then you can walk it in. That's fine. But, I'm going to bring it back same time. 24 hours later, I'm going to walk. But I ask a very important question on the video. So, again, if you don't follow me on Instagram, give me a follow, because you never know what the hell's going to pop up. Got the 7-foot rattlesnake in my neighbor's driveway the other day. I've got Michelle getting attacked by a crow inside Michael's Arts and Crafts in Virginia Beach.
That wasn't quite accidental.
I might have had something to do with the bird attack on Michelle inside a retail establishment. But listen, just all kinds of crap pops up. Chloe with Jason Momoa at Lucan's for the big bottle signing event last weekend. All kinds of stuff on my Insta. So give me a follow, Certified MJ Radio, and you can get a jump on the chicken deal. And, well, some people are... they might be more grossed out by my analogy or my suggestion of how the chicken got bad. There's a surprise inside my chicken video on my Instagram.
Now I have to watch it.
Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio. But no, I'm mystified. I'm baffled. How does this stuff go bad? It's not like it had a sell-by date of, August 15th. Anyway, all right, just getting rolling here. The great chicken dilemma. And, oof, man, you realize chicken should not have a smell.
Yeah.
I cut the cellophane. It was Purdue, by the way, and I don't think I've ever had any trouble with Purdue. I don't think I've ever had any bad chicken per se, whether it's Tyson or Purdue. I know the folks are going to say, MJ, you need to find local. I probably need to buy chicken from Taha, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of
I mean, instead of like the big factory processed stuff. And anyway,
Taha's chicken's a little too real. I'm fine buying it from my grocery store. I like the guy.
That's some fresh chicken, though. But I'm getting lectured by listeners about don't do this, don't do that. Listen, I don't mind you lecturing me. I lecture quite a bit myself, so I don't mind getting lectured. But yeah, the great chicken debate, and I'll get into it later on because there's a suggestion of how potentially the chicken went bad that I made inside the video, which I'll get to. You haven't seen it yet. A little bit later on. On the Sean P. Diddy Combs deal, I don't know. Even in the charging document, even in the indictment unsealed by the feds, it even lists like all those different names: Sean Diddy, Combs, P. Diddy, Love Daddy, Big Dad. Anyway, he's not going anywhere anytime fast.
No.
Yeah, the federal judge yesterday continued to deny bail. The judge even said, you know what? The $50 million bail package offering from Diddy and Diddy's attorney, insufficient. And there were some text messages between Diddy and the victims that were cited. So, I mean, talk about a lifestyle change. Talk about slamming on the brakes. Talking about abrupt, going from, the finest wining and dining and housing and mansions and private jets to into one of the roughest federal detention lockups in the country. They say that Brooklyn facility where Diddy is, where Sean Combs is nasty, is rough.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, just getting rolling. It is going to be a very entertaining and very, very busy show here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105, so stand by. Cash Kitty's back at 8 o'clock. You got a shot to win $1,000. We'll give you that keyword. We'll give you the text number, and you could win $1,000. 8 a.m. this morning. Then it happens at 10, 12 noon, 3, and 5 p.m. So the Cash Kitty is coming back very shortly. Stand by. 608 MJ Morning Show back in minutes. Don't move. at the other radio. Remember years ago during the old MJ and BJ days? Man, that was a big song. We played that thing a lot back in the day.
I like that song.
Yeah, no, I do. It's fresh. I haven't heard that in a while. All right, it's MJ and Fester. Roxanne back on Monday. Oh, speaking of Roxanne, I think she's angry at me.
Why?
I'll just give you a little hint. She sent me something on direct message on Instagram, and I made a comment back, and then she went all radio silent on me. So, and she gave me sort of like the face emoji with like the bewildered, like the ooh,
so like she was surprised at your answer.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, nothing should surprise her. Anything I do, right? Hey, I'll elaborate a little later on. All right, 6:21 now. Cash Kitty back at 8:00. Yeah, I have a pile of interesting air travel related things. One I didn't get to yesterday, and this had come out like the previous night, was that multiple Delta passengers suffered ruptured eardrums, bloody noses. There was some kind of a pressurization problem in the cabin at 10,000 feet.
Oh, no.
Yeah, this is, the typical jet cabin, on a jet aircraft is pressurized around 8,000 feet. So you're inside, you might be up there, it's 37,000 feet, but the cabin is pressurized to as if you were at 8,000 feet. That's on most airplanes. On some of the newer planes, I think like the Boeing 787, it's like 6,000 feet.
Okay.
So that's why they say that, hey, you might feel a little less fatigued if you're on a 787. Anyway, so this is weird. Multiple passengers on a Delta flight out of Salt Lake City reported suffering ruptured eardrums and bloody noses after there was a pressurization issue at 10,000 feet. I grabbed my ear and then I pulled my head back and there was blood on it, said J.C. Purser, a passenger, told KSL TV out in Salt Lake City. Stabbing pain in my ear. She told the outlet she felt like OJ was stabbing her in the side of her head. No, she didn't say that.
That's very descriptive.
Yeah, she did. She told the TV station she felt that her ear popped from the pressure, and then it bubbled. Wow. Oof. The aircraft had 140 passengers. It was going from Salt Lake City to Portland, Oregon. The plane was unable to pressurize above 10,000 feet. The oxygen masks did not drop. This JC says, I looked over at my husband, and he had both of his hands over his ears, kind of leaning forward. Wow, there were at least 10 individuals on the flight that required medical treatment once the plane landed. JC said, I looked at the row behind me and over to the other side, and there was a gentleman that clearly had a bad bloody nose. I guess blood was just streaming out of his nose all over the place. Yeah, passengers told the TV station KSL they also felt the plane dip before it was rerouted back to Salt Lake City, where at least 10 people were treated with EMS waiting when the aircraft landed.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we sincerely apologize to our customers for their experience on Flight 1203.
Oh, yeah.
A Delta spokesperson said in a statement, we've given all passengers a free drink coupon for their next flight.
All right, that's valuable because those drinks aren't free. They charge. Yeah. Was it $8 or something? $10?
I don't know. For an alcoholic beverage, you know what always gets me. I'm on an early morning flight. And I've had some early morning flights. The last early morning flight that I took, let's see, it might have been that Spirit flight to go see my parents. 6:30 flight. But when I'm on an airplane and it's like early in the morning and then somebody orders like a double.
Yep.
What do you? Come on.
Load it up.
8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning, and people are just drinking alcohol. Yeah. Michelle and I, we were on that flight to Virginia Beach. We flew Tampa to Charlotte, then Charlotte to Norfolk International last Thursday.
Yeah, last weekend.
And it was afternoon when we got on the flight from Tampa to Charlotte. But on the Charlotte to Norfolk segment.
I was during happy hour.
Yeah, I was in the window seat. Michelle was in the middle, and then there was a guy that was in the aisle seat, and he was all tatted up.
Yeah.
He had tats all over. He had sleeves going. He had a full black sleeve. This is a white guy who had the full black sleeve. And come to find out that he had all kinds of tattoos he didn't like anymore. So he just covered it up with the full black sleeve.
I've
you know,
seen
with
that
the black. Exactly. And then we come to find out, and we noticed numerous tatted people on our flight. There was a big tattoo convention at the Virginia Beach Convention Center last weekend. And the dude was really nice. He was a very nice. He had tats on he had a big spider like above his eye. The guy was all tatted up, and he was from San Diego. He was a tattoo artist.
You should have taken Michelle to that while you were in Virginia Beach.
But he had like stale beer breath also.
Well,
you know, when you're sitting that closely to somebody in your row and, you know, they're breathing in and out, and if they've got stale, we all know what that smells like. When someone's been drinking all night and what they smell like in the morning.
The beer was fresh when he drank it, man.
That's what this nice guy smelled like. All right, anyway. So that's a crazy story. So a pressurization problem, and they had to go back to the airport. All right, a couple of other aviation things here which interest me. American Airlines, the flight attendants will now get paid for the boarding time. This has come up on the show multiple times, that flight attendants on most airlines, they don't get paid until either the door closes or the plane pushes back. I think different airlines have different policies. Can you imagine that? You show up, you're at the airport, you're waiting at the gate to board, the flight crew.
All your time.
The flight attendant gets on the plane, they're doing some preparations in the cabin, then all of the passengers, you take a Boeing 737, MAX 9, or you take an Airbus 321, you got 175, 190 people on the aircraft, whatever. All these people board the plane. You're helping people. You're showing them where their seats are. You're welcome. And they're not getting paid for that. Most flight attendants, as far as I'm concerned, you're on the clock. You're standing there welcoming all the passengers as they come on the airplane. And in the typical scheme, flight attendants are not paid for that. How is that? How did that ever come to fruition?
Yeah, well, how's that the custom?
I don't understand. Anyway, American Airlines flight attendants will now get paid for boarding time. American Airlines, the Flight Attendants Union, they ratified a new contract late last week, ending contentious negotiation process. Yes. With the new contract, American Airlines flight attendants became the first unionized work group to lock in pay for boarding.
Good for them.
So the other airlines, the flight attendants still don't get paid as you get on the airplane. Of course they should get paid.
Absolutely.
If they're standing there and the passengers are streaming on the aircraft. That's just a bizarre circumstance. So now American is going to be the first unionized airline work group where the flight attendants are going to get paid. So if you're headed to the airport now, you're about to board I don't know when it goes into effect, though. They ratified the contract. But if you're on American Airlines, you might want to congratulate the flight attendant as you're walking on. Hey, are you getting paid for this yet? That's what you ought to do. You know what? Michelle flew American yesterday with Chloe.
Yeah, Michelle's not going to agitate the flight attendants.
Yeah,
she's the wrong person.
You getting paid for this yet? Yeah.
Yes.
So if you're on American Airlines this morning or in the next couple of days, ask the flight attendant if when their new contract kicks in and when they start getting paid for you walking by them as you board the aircraft. All right, speaking of American Airlines, here's another one. Woman sues American Airlines because of a big crotch burn in the genital area.
How's that happen?
Coffee.
Oh.
Yep. Passenger on board American Airlines flight is suing American Airlines, claims her genitalia was scalded.
I'm sorry. I don't buy that.
When a pot of coffee fell off. What do you mean you don't buy? A pot of coffee fell off the cart.
Nope, sorry.
What? Oh, you think this is phony?
Listen, coffee's coffee. You know it's going to be hot. So it's not like she got a cup of it.
The flight attendant was rolling the cart down the aisle. They're doing beverage service, and a coffee pot fell off the cart into a passenger's lap.
Airlines
What,
use
what
those,
the hell? What the hell aren't you buying?
Airlines use those metal
Yes.
metal ones.
Yes.
They're very secure. You have to press the button to get the
Well,
coffee out.
this was not very secure, apparently. Yeah, this was, I guess, during turbulence. The serving cart was in the aisle. They hit some turbulence. The cart, the coffee pot, fell off the cart and hit Gina Mason right in the crotch.
Oh, poor Gina.
She was flying from Baltimore to Detroit. And when the captain came over the PA system and said, "Ladies and hang on, man, I got to do the noise
You
here.
got it?
Yeah, I got to get in the zone here. I got to get the actual noise. Hold on, I got to make this sound good. All right, here we go. You ready? And here it is. Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, we got a little turbulence up ahead here. We could please fasten your seatbelt. But I don't think the captain told the flight crew to discontinue beverage service. Sometimes if there's some really choppy, bumpy air, the captain will say, hey, flight attendants, please discontinue the beverage service right now. So flight attendants were in the middle of giving out beverages when the turbulence began, and she was in 29A, which is interesting.
So
She was buckled up in 29A, which that would have been a window seat.
the pot launched 3 seats.
During the turbulence, the beverage cart was shaking, which resulted in the hot pot of coffee on top of the cart to fall off into Mason's lap, causing severe first and second degree burns over her legs, thighs, and her genitals.
Ugh.
Yeah, but that doesn't make sense because if she was in 29A, that's the window seat. 29B would be the middle, and 29C, as in Charlie, would be the aisle.
You'd think it'd be you think it'd be an aisle
Yeah.
or maybe a middle seat.
Yeah, but that's a long way for that pot to fly. Hey, maybe the turbulence was. Listen, I've seen some of the inside of those cabins when they get some nasty, nasty turbulence. Anyway, American Airlines crotch burn.
Awful.
Yeah. So she's suing. All right, 6:32 at the MJ Morning Show. Hey, I have an ample dose of morons in the news next. Yes, very ample. And that's coming up. And the Cash Kitty also coming up at 8 o'clock this morning. Your chance to win $1,000. All those details are on the way. Very excited about a couple of things I'll explain next with morons in the news. MJ Morning Show here on Q105. What's the... Let's do some early morons in the news. Welcome, everybody. 6:42. It is the MJ Morning Show. I continue to see these items in the news about all of these stupid challenges and, TikTok, which, the day of reckoning on TikTok is coming up.
When's that? Soon?
Yeah, well, TikTok, the parent company ByteDance, they've appealed the ruling here in the United States. You had Congress essentially ban TikTok if it were not sold, from the Chinese owners. The problem with TikTok is all of the data. They can track you. They have examples of some type of government employee. They never said who it was, but that a government, whether it was a member of Congress, but somebody, and I'm sure there's more than one, being tracked because Chinese, communist law essentially is any business that does business in China, everything has to be turned over to the Chinese communist government if they want it. So the problem with TikTok is tracking people access to everything on your phone. So if you have the TikTok app, they've got access to all your photos, all of your text message, everything. They can get inside your phone. And that's a giant national security concern. Democrats, Republicans, the president signed the bill banning TikTok, that it has to be sold from the Chinese owners or it'll be banned in the United States.
The hard deadline is the day before the new president gets sworn in.
Yeah, January 19th. Hard deadline of January 19th, 2025 to divest, to sell, or else it would be banned in the United States. Anyway, just a little refresher course on what's going on with, and also it's tracking you. It's getting all your information. It is a national security issue. It really is. And you're like, well, wait, all these stupid, videos that are on TikTok. How's that? Because they can track you. They're also able to funnel and take you down rabbit holes and program people's brains by forcing and sending certain material to their feed.
You just said this is a little refresher. It's really going beyond.
All right, hang on. But, so why is this morons in the news?
Yes.
Because I'm just seeing continuous stories of these stupid challenges.
Which one do we have now?
It's chroming. That's where you're huffing. The propellant in like canned air and spray paint. Then we got all these choking videos. Skull breaking. I mean, all of these stupid TikTok challenges. It's just nonstop. If you go, Fester, if you go to Google and just type in stupid TikTok video challenges.
Stupid TikTok video challenges.
Yeah. I mean, look at these things.
I mean, what? Here, the 25 craziest TikTok challenges.
Yeah. So, fairy flying, NyQuil chugging. I mean, the NyQuil chicken. Remember that?
That kind of sounded good for a bedtime dinner.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, you're hungry and
people are taking chicken breasts, putting them in a frying pan, and coating the chicken with blue NyQuil.
Ugh,
what
awful.
the F? I mean, you had that Gorilla Glue girl, and all this. It's tooth filing to get vampire fangs. I mean, the stupid things that people do from these TikTok. Anyway, so that's clearly morons in the news.
Is there a new one?
No, it's just this choking, skull breaking.
What is skull breaking?
Is
it literally, is it like the old school curb stomping? I mean, that sounds really painful.
Yeah. So our skulls have obviously a unique, construction, right?
Yeah.
You got the flat, bony plates of the skull, which protect our brains. You have a little crumple zone up front, absorbing facial impacts. Those protect the brain as well. But now you have at least 2 lives that have been claimed where skull crushing is, I guess it's people that are smacking their head into things.
That's awful. All right, so I just watched the cereal challenge, and it's actually hysterical. It's where you pour cereal into a dude's mouth, and then you pour milk into the dude's mouth, and his head's tilted back. And then the other guy has to eat it, and the other guy can't choke on him back.
Oh, my God. Oh, this is idiotic.
All right. Yes, it's
pouring
idiotic.
cereal into someone's mouth with their head leaned back like it's like you're getting your hair washed at the beauty salon. And so your head is back, your mouth is open. So essentially you are the bowl. This is disgusting.
And hysterical.
So you pour the cereal into someone's open mouth while their head's leaned back. Then you pour the milk in, and then you take a spoon and eat out of their mouth like it's a bowl.
I can't be mad at this one. Nobody gets
disgusting.
hurt. It's kind of funny. I'm okay with a little disgusting.
The blackout challenge, the skull breaker challenge. So the skull breaker challenge, there are 2 versions that I've seen.
Okay.
One is you just smash your head into objects. Yeah, that's hysterical. And then the other, the skull breaker challenge part 2, is 2 people go up to a third person and they kick the legs out from underneath the person, making them fall over.
Oh.
And this has caused serious injuries in numerous countries, including right here in the United States.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of these painful challenges. These silly and even kind of gross ones I'm all for.
All right, so I guess this skull break challenge 1, skull break challenge number 2. Why would people just ram their head and video themselves whacking their noggin into hard fixed objects or whatever? Clearly, the TikTok stuff, the viral, and listen, Instagram has its stupid videos as well. But, a lot of TikTok stuff ends up on Instagram, and Instagram stuff ends up on TikTok.
Yeah, the creators cross their stuff.
It's clearly dumbing down people across the planet. You know what? Let other countries get dumbed down. I mean, I don't want this country turned into a pile of drooling freaking idiots.
That could have been your campaign slogan right there.
What?
Don't turn America into a bunch of drooling
freaking idiots. Yeah, there you go.
I'd have voted for it.
Local item here. Guy up in Holiday arrested for running from troopers, possessing cocaine, and then tampering with evidence. All right, so let's deal with the facts here. So this was a run-in with the Florida Highway Patrol. They attempted to pull over a driver. This guy was flying on US 19 up in Holiday. So troopers chased the guy. The driver was 40-year-old Joel Craig Wallace. So he fled from troopers. The troopers follow him to his home in Holiday on Kibler Lane. And they rammed into his vehicle to end the pursuit. So it sounds like they did a bit of a pit maneuver.
The guy's already in his driveway and they pitted him there?
Yeah. There's a photo which was taken by troopers that show his face covered in white powder.
Mr. Wallace.
Yeah, Fester's looking at the photo right now.
Oh, my God.
So Mr. Wallace, it looks like he just dipped his entire nose into a bag of powdered confectionery sugar.
Yes.
That's what it looks like. Looks like he took the contents of like 3 powdered donuts from Dunkin'
and just dove right into him.
Just smeared it all over his. Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Mr. What? You try to get rid of all the evidence?
Oh my, yeah. So he was arrested for fleeing. So felony eluding and fleeing, possession of cocaine, and then tampering with evidence because he tried to ingest the coke. Yeah, before the troopers found it, and it's all over his face.
Is that really tampering with evidence?
What was that movie? We've talked about. I always forget. What was the movie? Was it Bronson Pinchot? Whatever was driving the Porsche fast, and he gets pulled over, and then he's like telling the girl in the passenger seat, "Hold the bag of cocaine. Hold the cocaine. Hold the cocaine." And then they get into a shoving match, and then the bag of cocaine just all over him, and the cop walks up to the Porsche, and he's covered in cocaine. Oh, True Romance.
Is that the movie?
Yeah, it looks like it's True Romance. And the cop comes up to the car, and he is just, whole face is covered in coke, like someone dumped a bag of white lily flour all over his face.
Is it really tampering with evidence if you actually do the drugs?
Yes, it is.
You're just doing the drugs.
Of course, that's tampering with evidence.
It's not evidence until they arrest you. I'm sorry.
You're tampering with the evidence.
I love you, state troopers. That's a cheap charge on Mr. Wallace.
No, it's not a cheap charge.
He's just doing drugs.
No, it's not. It's a real charge. All right, 6:52 at the MJ Morning Show. A little over an hour away. We'll have the Cash Kitty. Your chance to win $1,000 on the way. When we get back in minutes, man, there is a video game story and a lawsuit you got to hear. This is insane. So you like video games? Actually, I've got 2 video game deals. Good for you, bad for you, good for you, bad for you, all over the road. But there's a lawsuit over a video game that I'm like, really? Whoa, you got to be kidding. You got to hear this. It's insanity. And it's next here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Stand by. It is 7 o'clock at the MJ Morning Show, 1 hour away from the Cash Kitty. Cash Kitty back at 8 o'clock, exactly an hour from now. Give you the new word, give you that text number if you've forgotten. You text the word in an hour, and you could win $1,000. Cash Kitty here on Q105. And it happens multiple times. It happens at 8 a.m. every morning. It happens then right after the show at 10 a.m., then 12 noon, 3 p.m., 5 p.m. I love these stories, Fester.
Yes.
Fester MJ here, Andrew in the producer booth, Roxanne on some Disney cruise somewhere.
Having the time of her life.
Yeah, I got to address. She's ticked. You know what? Let me address that quickly before I get to the video game deal. But Roxanne sent me a photo.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember what the photo disappeared. It was in like the direct message that she sent me, and like on Instagram, my DMs are open, folks. I am so accessible. You can send me an email. My private email is mj@mjmorningshow.com. You want to say hello. You want to get information about putting me in your will. You want to give me show content.
Yes. Any or all of the above.
You got any hot tips, any gossip I got to know about, right? You can always reach me on my email, mj@mjmorningshow.com, or my DMs are open on Instagram. I'm Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio. And if I look at my direct messages, I've got primary, general, request. So I look at my messages. Roxanne sends me a photo, and it was like, look what Doug sent me, LOL. And she sent me a photo. It was something that we had talked about like days earlier. We talked about something last week before she went on vacation. Fester, this is while you were gone. And the photo disappeared, but the thread is still here.
Was it like flowers or something?
No. It was a picture. It was something we talked about on the show. That's irrelevant. So here's what happened. Roxanne sends me this picture and like, hey, look what Doug sent me. Doug is her husband. We call him Dig Doug. And she was just saying, hey, we had already talked about this, and obviously Doug didn't hear about it on the show, and sends this picture. And I wrote back. First of all, I liked it. I hit the, I liked it, I tapped it, so it put the heart on there, so she knows I saw it. Look what Doug sent me, LOL, and I hit the heart. And then listen, I can't help myself. I wrote back, maybe he can come back on the show and ramble incoherently again.
Is that really called for?
Well, dude, you remember we had Doug on the show? Do you remember the story? We had Dig Doug on the show 2 weeks ago? Roxanne's husband was at Tampa International in the TSA security line getting ready to fly to Michigan, and Dog the Bounty Hunter is right next to him in the security line, and we had Doug on the phone, and I'm like, hey, put Dog on. Let's talk to Dog the Bounty Hunter. Why is he in Tampa? Why was he running around? What's he doing? Who's he hunting down? Who's he searching for? And do you remember what did he break into? He just went into some kind of incoherent ramble about nothing.
Doug doesn't exactly talk about what you think he should be talking about when you get him on the air.
Dude, he talked about nothing. I mean, that's kind of a cool thing. You're in the TSA security line at Tampa International. You got Dog the Bounty Hunter right next to you. Just say, hey, my wife is on a morning show. It's the MJ Morning Show here in Tampa Bay on 104.7 FM, Q105. Can you say hi to the crew? And instead, Doug, do you remember what hey, Andrew, do you remember what Doug rambled about? It was just something just completely irrelevant. It was almost like it was nonsensical, like
Doug likes to ramble about the ratings when he gets on the air. He goes, "Oh yes, this is going to be the biggest thing to ever happen at Tampa radio. You getting me on," and he's mocking you. He's belittling you in his soft way to take a swipe at you that we're calling him and bothering him.
So I responded back to Roxanne, and I think Roxanne sent me the shocked emoji face, and then I haven't heard a word from her since.
I think it's hysterical when Doug does it, by the way. I love having Doug on the air.
That's not funny. It's like taking me down some kind of rabbit hole.
Listen, you're the king of rabbit holes.
I'm not the king of rabbit holes.
You're practically Alice in Wonderland. You get so many damn rabbit holes.
Silly rabbit. Tricks are for kids. All right, so the video game stuff. I love these stories where it's good for you, it's bad for you, it's bad for you, it's good for you. I mean, the back and forth. Yeah, coffee's a good example. Coffee's bad for you, then coffee's good for you.
Coffee, eggs.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You name it. The things we've always been told, and then new research comes out. Guess what? Now video games are good for you.
You know what? In moderation, I can see they have a great benefit.
And then, hold on. This is just the appetizer to the main course. There is a video game lawsuit that has affected a kid that you're not going to believe. And the kid's right here in Florida. This is a crazy story. All right, first, research now shows a positive link between video gaming and mental well-being. Using a large data set and natural experimental conditions, the study highlighted that consoles like the Nintendo Switch can significantly boost mental health, especially in adolescence. This is after what? We were told for years, oh, no, the video games, they're rotting the brains. It's too much screen time. It's bad for them. It stunts the development. So now here's new research that video games can significantly boost mental health, especially in adolescence, challenging the typical belief that gaming is harmful. So now here we got a new study, and of course there'll be another study out next Tuesday that's going to say that it's horrible for you. Yeah, recent Japanese study identified a positive casual impact. Oh, what are you going to say? Oh, Japanese, they make all the game consoles. Of course they have new research out.
Yes, about to say, I don't know that I trust the Japanese necessarily.
Let's see. What, the lead scientist is the cousin of the CEO of Nintendo? Is that what you're saying?
It seems like a very cozy relationship between the researchers and the actual study participants.
New study published in Nature Human Behaviors revealed a casual relationship between video gaming and improved mental well-being among Japanese residents during the COVID-19 pandemic. Maybe that kept them sane, something to do while you're all shut in. Oh, speaking of COVID, did you see the email that went out yesterday?
What happened? I don't read my emails.
No, a whole bunch of people have COVID in the building.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's like, hey, if you feel sick, if you got the sniffles, please don't come to work. Test yourself. Yeah, so I guess, hey, Andrew, stop it.
Yeah,
Andrew,
was he coughing in his mic?
So, with HIPAA and all that crap, I don't know who it is. Andrew, do you know any of the individuals that are out with COVID? Do you know any of the names involved?
I may know one, but I'm not going to say on the air.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
We don't have
HIPAA rules. HIPAA laws.
we don't have
It doesn't
any.
apply to
It
us.
doesn't apply to us. I'm not a medical professional. HIPAA schmippa.
Yeah, like
I flippa the HIPAA.
yeah, doctors can't share your medical information. We're just a bunch of radio gabfests.
I shippa the HIPAA. Anyway.
It's a lot of HIPAA shipper right there.
Exactly.
Watch out.
All right, now on to the teen getting sued. This is insanity. Listen to this. Tell me if you agree or disagree. A teenager right here in Florida is getting sued for creating a video game that has been described as addictive. What? Yeah.
Okay.
I saw this. I saw the story originally. This came from Channel 2 in Orlando, Wesh TV. And it has to do with James Napier. What if he's related to Charles Napier? Remember, he's Doc McElroy. He was driving the Winnebago in the Blues Brothers.
I'm sure they are related.
Stein, you're going to look pretty funny eating corn on the cob with no effing teeth. That's it's the good old boys.
The good old boys.
The leader of the good old boys from the Blues Brothers. That's Charles Napier. Anyway, this kid's name, any way to work in the Blues Brothers, man. All right, James Napier is 14 years old, and he invented and designed a video game called Capuchin.
Isn't that a monkey?
Yeah, exactly. And the video game's about a monkey. Hey, just out of curiosity, has anybody listening played Capuchin? This video game about a capuchin monkey. Has anyone played the Capuchin video game? Call me up. I want to hear from you. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. If you're aware of Capuchin, if you played Capuchin, this little video game. So little James Napier, 14 now, invented the game when he was 11, according to Channel 2 in Orlando.
Yeah, that's amazing. He's a very talented young man.
And now he's facing legal action alongside other companies like Meta, Microsoft, Roblox. Why? In the game, players walk around as a capuchin monkey.
It's a virtual reality game.
Yeah. So in the game, you roam around as if you're a capuchin monkey. And you're just looking around, exploring, how to move around, how to move about. And you can play the game solo, or you can play the game with other individuals. According to Wesh TV in Orlando, the lawsuit claims that the 14-year-old and other companies consulted with experts to make the game as addictive as possible to maximize profits. It's called Capuchin. Players get points chasing capuchin monkeys through different weather elements and more. That's what his mother told Channel 2 Orlando. I'm still astounded every single day. All these cool things he does in this game. And it's like talking to the doctor, and the doctor talks above your level. That's him. So the mother is like talking about how advanced her son is, that it's having a conversation with this kid. The kid's like a genius or something.
Like young Sheldon.
So the Doogie Howser, young Sheldon, whatever. All right. The lawsuit alleged that Capuchin is part of a rapid spread of video game addiction. Mom said it was made in his room. He would show us different aspects of the game, so we knew what was going on step by step, but absolutely not. The mother said that he didn't purposefully make the game addictive. The complaint also accuses this teenager and the other companies, I mean, the biggies, Microsoft and Meta, the parent company of Instagram and Facebook, accuses the teen and the other companies of a concerted, quote, in the lawsuit, a concerted effort to get consumers, minor game players, addicted in order to maximize profits. It's been stressful for him, Mom says, a little disheartening to think that he would do something like this. It thwarts the creativity of other kiddos out there looking to create games and maybe do something similar.
All right, so what do you think? Did the kid do this? Or, I mean,
Napier's also been saving all the profits from the game for college, but now he's got to spend the money that he's made profiting from the game to pay for lawyers. This kid is getting sued.
All right, here's the video game, MJ. Maybe there's audio here.
All right, go ahead. All right.
And you see, it's like a fantasy world that you're walking in. Here's all the monkeys.
Has anybody played this game? Is anybody aware of Capuchin, this little video game? And I guess you download it as an app, or is it on Meta? I guess you can get it on Facebook or anyway.
It has 8,600 reviews. I mean, a lot of people are playing this game.
If you've played Capuchin, this little monkey game that this little kid is getting sued over, I'd like to hear from you. Are you addicted? Do you have to go to therapy now because of his monkey game? All right, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. You know, it's kind of graphics-wise, it's kind of rudimentary. You know,
that's the thing.
But still, an 11-year-old creating this is pretty phenomenal.
You look at Roblox, or you look at Minecraft right now. It's all real blocky, chunky stuff that they're into.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Minecraft is that really blocky, chunky stuff. You're right.
I gotta say, this kind of sounds like some cool MJ Morning Show rejoin Morons in the News music.
No, you know what? Maybe we just play this music underneath when we talk.
Yeah.
You know those morning shows where they play music under like everything?
I love them.
What are you talking? It's supposed to.
That's terrible.
It's the most distracting crap I've ever heard.
It's the worst.
I hate that. Morning shows that run like a music bed under like their entire talk segment. All right, Andrew's not getting any calls on it. Maybe this is not as prevalent as they're making it out to be. But the kid is getting sued.
It's a smart kid, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. So you know what the story doesn't say, and this is
what the damages are.
No, this is the problem with a lot of local journalism these days. Is the story from Channel 2 in Orlando? It doesn't say who's suing.
Oh, that would help.
Yeah, see if you can find any more information on this. But it doesn't say who filed the lawsuit and what are they suing for. It's kind of important information, but that's been a kind of a problem lately. Is you see all these stories online and just major details. The quality of journalism has just gone to, especially TV journalism, has just gone to hell in a handbasket. Just the basics of who, what, when, where, why, a lot of times are missing from these stories. Yeah, just looking for clicks and volume instead of quality, and that's unfortunately where we are in media these days, and it kind of sucks. 7:16 at the MJ Morning Show. When we get back, we start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. Oh, my God. If you saw my Instagram chicken problem last night, well, if you already saw it, you got to jump. But there's more you need to know. Oh, I had a chicken problem. Oh, it's awful. And then Fester's all bent out of shape because the bad chicken's in the studio right now.
It doesn't stink like I thought it would.
No, because I wrapped it up and it's like hermetically sealed. I wrapped it in 4 bags.
All right.
And I brought it in because I didn't want to leave it in the car in case I didn't want my. All right, hang on. The whole chicken problem and a whole lot more. Because why? We do an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. So we've got dozens of things that will entertain you next with no commercials, no music. We go an hour and 20 minutes nonstop next here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Weather. 7:24 at the MJ Morning Show. Let's do it. Hour 20 minutes of non-stop MJ starting right now. And since it's 7:24, if you can do some simple math, we're 36 minutes away from the Cash Kitty. Makes an appearance again at 8 o'clock, and your chance to win $1,000 with the Cash Kitty. It is as simple as it gets. We give you a word at 8 o'clock. We give you a text number. You text the word. If you're the lucky person, you win $1,000 with our national contest. And we're having a bunch of winners here in our Tampa market with our Beasley radio stations. So you could be the next $1,000 winner. So 8 o'clock, then 10 o'clock, right after the MJ Morning Show, 12 noon, 3 p.m., and 5 p.m. today. I'm excited for next week. I mean, we got a lot of cool things coming up. So next week, I'm giving away the rice cookers from Zojirushi, the best name in Japanese rice makers. You're saying, what? Radio morning? You're giving away rice cookers? What the hell? Hey, I'm Oprah, okay? It's MJ's favorite things, all right? So I love, in fact, I cooked up some phenomenal Niigata Japanese-grown Koshi Hikari sticky rice last night in my Zojirushi, and it is one of the best pleasures in life. So I'm just extending to you, my valued and cherished MJ Morning Show listening audience, things that I think are phenomenal.
Oh, my God.
What give me a break. So,
you would have made a great prisoner of war. I love sticky rice. Guess what? It's on the menu again today.
Zojirushi, a great manufacturer of Japanese appliances. They've given me 5 brand new rice cookers, and we'll give those away next week. And then listen to this. Banco, one of our great clients, one of my great sponsors, Banco Doors.
Yeah.
You know, anything garage door related, any repair, whatever you need for your garage door, it's only Banco. Bank on Banco. They're giving us a $1,000 LiftMaster garage door opener and installation to give away. So,
that's cool.
Yeah, exactly. These are the new garage door openers that they installed for me. You know, as a compensated endorser.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. They, LiftMaster and Banco, put in the new state-of-the-art, top-of-the-line garage door openers, you know, with the video camera that sends video to your app on your phone. You can see who's opening your garage door. You can see if your garage door is open or closed. You can close it from the app. So we're going to give away one of these garage door openers, and it's like $1,000 deal. It's top of the line, full installation. So we're going to give that away not next week, but we're going to do a contest for that. I got a great idea for a contest. So keep listening. If you need a new garage door opener, this is a $1,000 deal, almost $1,000. And so there's a lot of cool things coming up. Plus, $1,000, multiple times a day. So all kinds of crap is going on here. All right. I saw this item, and I'm not going to dwell on this, but this is ridiculous. Fester?
Yes.
You, me, our listeners might already be late in preparing our Thanksgiving meal. What? It's freaking September 19th. What do you mean I'm late?
What day is Thanksgiving's always on the last Thursday of November?
I don't know what that is. Yeah, there's some kind of thing. I think it's late this year, right? Is Thanksgiving late this year?
It's on the 28th, so it's a late Thanksgiving.
Yeah, 28th of November is Thanksgiving. I'm sitting here over 2 months ahead, and I might be already late planning for my Thanksgiving dinner. Shut up.
I'll tell you right now, I have nothing ready. I have nothing purchased, nothing canned, nothing boxed that I'd be using.
Ridiculous. Yeah. What are you saying, Andrew? Hold on. Say it on the mic.
Say it on the air.
Golden Corral.
That's where you go for Thanksgiving?
That's a great suggestion. I've been there before for
But
Thanksgiving.
didn't they take the chocolate fountain out? The chocolate fountain, didn't that get pulled out after COVID?
You'd have to check your various locations.
Yes, Andrew.
Isn't that where you tried, Fester, isn't that where you tried to get MJ to go last year?
I'm a proponent of us having a morning. I was a proponent of us having a morning show Thanksgiving at the Golden Corral. I no longer feel that way. End of sentence.
Thank you.
Okay.
People would say full stop. What is that? What did that? Don't say full stop.
No, yeah.
No one. If you communicate with me, never say full stop. Never, ever, ever. Yeah. All right. So according to the story I read, that if you're not already preparing for Thanksgiving, you might already be late. Get out of here. Stop it.
I don't buy the turkey, but maybe 3 or 4 days before.
Yeah, let's see. Thanksgiving's Thursday, obviously. We probably start planning the week before if Michelle needs to order a special turkey from somewhere. And it's up in the air. I don't know where we're going to be this year. I would love to have Julian fly home from NYU and have Thanksgiving week here, but his schedule might be a little prohibitive.
What, on Thanksgiving they have class?
No, but all the days leading up. And listen, Michelle presented this to me that we might be flying up to New York for Thanksgiving.
That's cool.
And then just go out to a restaurant or something. But I'd rather Julian fly home so I can fry up a turkey in the backyard in 100% peanut oil. Anyway, hey, I got my chicken story coming up in a minute. Speaking of poultry, oh my God, if you follow me on Instagram, which I highly encourage you do, I'm Certified MJ Radio. If you saw my video that I posted at about 9 o'clock last night, I have a chicken effing horror in my home. A chicken nightmare, a chicken disaster. I'll explain in just a matter of minutes here on the MJ Morning Show, so stand by. Couple of food-related items. We have, and I guess one is Walmart, one is Sam's Club. There is a video, a person caught Sam's Club changing the sell-by date stickers on the product.
Ooh.
So
okay.
you have one sell-by date, and then you put a sticker on top extending the sell-by date?
Now, Sam's Club, and I guess I buy a reasonable amount of meat from Sam's Club.
I like Sam's.
Yeah.
I just don't go to Sam's anymore because, we used to have a South Tampa Sam's Club, and they closed that. That's like a fulfillment center now for, like, the Walmart deliveries.
But the big box wholesale clubs, they put out a lot of beef, and it always seems to be pretty good stuff.
Well, look, I've always heard,
Costco, Sam's Club.
I know people that swear. See, I'm a Costco member now, and I would be a Sam's if it was a little more convenient for me. But I have tons of friends that rave about the meats at Costco.
But they have a yellow sticker
right.
when it gets like a day or two close to the sell-by date to move the items.
So it's like a rancid precursor sticker?
Hey, buy it and use it. If
Buy
you
it
want to
now.
make this tonight, buy this at a deal.
And so they knock off a little bit.
Yeah,
on
10%, 20%.
Yeah, we've seen that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all right. Supermarkets do that too. Here, listen to this.
Sam's Club's up to some shenanigans here.
All right, so this guy's saying Sam's Club is up to some shenanigans here.
Talk about an underappreciated word, shenanigans.
That's a great. All right, so let's listen to this guy.
Sam's Club's up to some shenanigans here. They're restickering products showing expired on 9/18. The original one was 9/16.
Oh, so they're putting stickers. This guy, Schley, S-C-H-L-E-Y, Schley?
Sure.
Schley put up this little 13-second clip, and he shows that they're putting these extension Best Buy dates on orange juice, fresh squeezed orange juice at Sam's Club, up to some shenanigans.
Sam's Club's up to some shenanigans here. They're restickering products showing expired on 9/18.
All right, listen.
The original one was 9/16.
Listen, I don't know what the deal is here, Mr. Schley, but anyway, I just thought that was interesting. Then the other item, this has to do with Walmart. This woman, I'm looking at her post, and she talks about sampling foods at the store and deciding whether you like it or not and whether you buy it. You can't do that.
Ooh.
So here's a woman, and someone caught this woman doing this, and there's a whole thread that I read about a woman checking out a box of great value cookie butter. What is that?
Cookie butter?
What is that?
You know, cookie butter, I was first introduced to it
Yeah, explain what it is.
at Trader Joe's.
Right. What is cookie butter?
You know that cookie you really like on Delta Airlines?
Yeah,
that
the Biscoff.
Biscoff?
Yeah.
Picture that ground up so fine that the natural oils that are baked into it
Right.
are extracted and becomes like a
All right.
gelatinous butter.
Should a woman be sampling off the shelf? Is that refrigerated or not?
It is non-refrigerated.
Okay.
It's like in
So-
the peanut butter
All
aisle.
right. So should somebody be opening up Walmart's great value brand cookie butter and trying it? Try before you buy?
Does she end up buying it?
Well, I don't know.
Or
but-
does she put it back and get a fresh one?
Well, the thread talks about people that have been observed that they're just sampling products, and if they don't like it, they put it back. You can't do that. You can't open a. I wonder if we have anyone listening that does this, or have you seen someone do this? Have you seen somebody decide to try before you buy at the supermarket? You know, opening up boxes. Let me see if I like this cereal. Let
All
me
right.
see if I like this.
Hold on.
Yes.
I've done a little research.
Okay.
While cookie butter is something that's sold in a jar, I typed in great value cookie butter, and it looks like it's a kind of cereal
Yeah.
that might compete against the Cinnamon
yeah,
Toast Crunch.
That's right. Hold on. It says a Walmart shopper sparked this debate, and I'm looking at this Reddit thread as she was trying a box of, it's great value Walmart cookie butter cereal, opened the box and tried it before she bought it.
I am unfamiliar with this product.
Has anyone done this? Are you one to open up a product and try it? If you like it, you buy it. If you don't, you put it back. That's disgusting. A touched, open product that you're going to try? All right. Have you ever seen anyone do this, or are you a perp? Do you do this? Are you a try before you buy perp? I mean, technically, this is like theft of a product, right? If you don't buy it.
I think last week I was in a Publix and I opened the Gatorade and drank it while I was in the store and then bought the empty Gatorade.
Right. Yeah, I've done that. If I'm in a store, I'm thirsty, I'll drink something or but you put it in the cart, it gets scanned.
You buy it.
Yeah. But then you see the people that clearly are eating while shopping and they discard the empties on the shelf. Haven't you seen that? That also, that really peeves me off when you see empties and you know that somebody drank a drink or I see with energy drinks. I'll see like rock stars, stores that have like the single serve or the the cold items that you can just, you know what I'm talking about?
Just got to slam my energy drink and just get the hell out of here.
All right. Do you do this? Have you ever seen anyone do this? 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. That's how you get in.
Dude, I think we're going to have more people that do it than going to want to admit to doing it.
Do you try before you buy? I think it's foul. You shouldn't do this. You know, sampling a product. If you like it, you buy it. If not, you leave it on the shelf after you opened it up.
Well, how else do you know? You bring it home and you hate it?
Have you seen anyone do this? Do you do this? 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Let's see how many calls we got on this. We do have Philippe in Dade City. Are you Philippe or are you Felipe?
Felipe.
Hey, Felipe. Welcome to the MJ Morning Show. You do this?
I see it all the time at Walmart. You know, you go by the house and you see some eating stuff. But the only thing I really do is like the grapes and cherries and stuff like that. I'll take one and I'll try it and I'll see if I like it. If they taste good, then I'll buy them.
All right. Now,
that seems a lot less egregious than opening up a box sealed product.
yeah, I won't eat them because I don't want to eat like a produce item that hasn't been washed and maybe has some pesticide residue on it,
I love the
or
pesticides.
maybe somebody else with fecal fingers touched it prior to me. But in the produce aisle though, I will Felipe, I will squeeze a grape because nothing sucks more than mushy grapes. People that know me know that I love blueberries. Nothing is worse than a mushy, mealy blueberry. You got to have a blueberry that's hard and firm, and when you bite it, has a nice snap to it.
But you won't pop one in your mouth?
No, I won't do that. Nope.
But I have seen like candy bars open. I've seen cookies open, potato chips.
All right, but what about? I mean, this woman apparently opened up a box of Walmart brand cereal to try the cereal to see if she liked it. You can't do that.
No, I think that's too excessive.
All right, Felipe, thanks for phoning in. Let me grab Matthew in Plant City. Andrew, just another couple of calls on this, and I gotta move on. We're jammed up today. Matthew, Plant City, MJ Morning Show, you're up. Hi.
Hey, good morning, MJ.
Yes.
I have not seen it, but I do open up taco boxes and make sure my tacos are not cracked when I get home. Every time I buy them.
Oh, that sucks. So, like, you buy a box of, like, El Paso brand taco shells, and you get them home, and they're all smashed to bits?
Absolutely. And I'll open them up, check them, and I'll leave them on the shelf so they can put them or do whatever it is with them.
Oh, that's interesting. So you want to make sure that your taco shells that are stacked are not smashed and broken. So you'll open up the box and make sure that they're all intact. And now, how many taco shells is it? Like one? If one is broken, is that acceptable? Or even if one shell is broken, you'll leave it?
No. One is fine, but when you open it up and the whole top and bottom smashed all the way through, no way.
All right.
No way. Yes, sir.
Matthew has his Mexican standards here. Yes.
Yeah, but listen, but he's not opening up the product and eating it. He's just making sure that his Taco Bell or his taco shells, rather, are not smashed to bits.
He's not having a little fiesta in aisle 6.
All right, listen, that's an interesting shopping quirk, and I kind of agree with that. Thank you, Matthew. Roxanne is in Tampa. Hello, Roxanne. MJ Morning Show, you're up. Hello.
Hey, so I don't do this, but I have seen it happening so rampantly that I habitually check every product I buy.
So you make sure
it's not open.
You make sure that it's factory sealed because you see people opening stuff, and you always wonder about that. You know, when you open up a jar and you have that little button, you want to make sure that it pops. Yeah,
and it's really bad with cosmetics. It is
Oh, sure. You know what? She's absolutely right. I've seen this before in the cosmetic aisle.
Yeah.
People just putting on a lipstick to see if they like the color, put the lid back, put it back.
Yeah, like at Sephora or what is the other one? Ulta, right?
I mean, any store that sells cosmetics.
Yeah.
That's why there's the first aisle that I saw a camera in at Walmart was the cosmetics aisle.
Wow. All right. Thank you, Roxanne. Let me grab one more. Chris is next on the MJ Morning Show. Chris, last call on this. Go ahead.
So at Trader Joe's, they allow you to, if you ask, to sample out anything under $10. If it's low enough, like literally just go to an employee and then they're happy to open up any kind of box that's under $10, and they'll cut it up, and then the employees get the rest of the food.
Is that like a written policy or just like an unknown little secret hack?
I think it's like an unknown secret little hack because I saw it on the internet, and then I asked one day. I've never tried it, but I did ask, and she said if it's not busy, then yeah, we don't mind doing that.
Under $10 at Trader Joe's, they'll open up the product for you to try it.
You know what, MJ? That makes sense.
Any item, and then the employees get to eat it because the box is open, it's been sampled out, so then they bring it to the break room.
Bring it to the break room.
So if it's like brownie bites or whatever, the employees get it.
I'm gonna try that. Yeah.
Be sure it's under $10.
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate the call. All right, speaking of food, let me get into my chicken issue. You didn't see this video yet?
I have not.
I go to my Instagram. Oh, boy, folks, if you follow me on Instagram, you saw the video I posted a little after 9 o'clock last night. I'm certified MJ Radio. I am certified MJ Radio. Give me a follow on Instagram. All right, I'm going to play some of the audio on this. All right, you ready? All right, Fester, go ahead and refresh it and then unmute it and let's go. My Instagram. This video is the first item right now on my Instagram. All right, go ahead and play it and go. Here we go. Good evening, friends. MJ from the MJ Morning Show on Q105. This is gross. So this morning, after the show, driving home to Tampa, I stopped at Winn-Dixie on 4th Street in St. Petersburg to pick up some chicken thighs. Love chicken thighs. Do them once a week. Oven at 400, salt, pepper, paprika, olive oil. Cook them to an internal temp at 200 degrees. You can do that because of the higher fat content of a thigh. Love them. I open up the package, and my God, the odor. These things were like rotted, an awful smell. They smelled like they were shoved up Rosie O'Donnell's ass for the past week and then extracted with pliers and then packaged. These are Purdue. All right, I'm sorry.
Okay, all right.
I'm sorry for the description.
Leave Rosie alone.
Leave Rosie alone.
How do you know they're a Purdue brand?
Well, because it says Purdue on the.
I don't know. I'm looking.
Yes,
I just see the Winn-Dixie sticker.
Dude, it's because look at the plastic wrap. They were Purdue.
Okay,
Trust
there
me.
It is. I see the blue wrap.
Right.
Okay.
So I've never had trouble with Purdue chicken. I mean, I don't know what happened. I was so disappointed. I wanted just some delicious chicken thighs, and I generally do it like once a week or maybe once every other. I'll buy the whole tray. You get like 10 chicken thighs on the tray. I put them in a Pyrex. I coat them with olive oil, cook them up to, internal temp at 200. The skin is crispy. The meat, it's just flavorful. And I open up the package and just immediately I get a blast furnace style just whiff of this rotted, just an awful, horrific, miserable. Oh my God, what is that? Oh. Seriously, it hit me like a blast furnace.
Chicken's one of those things that will let you know right away if you can't eat it.
Listen, raw chicken should have no smell. Raw chicken should not smell at all. There should be really no smell to raw, good, fresh chicken. This stuff turned rancid. The Best By date is the 21st. So Fester's all up in this morning. I'm like, I got this rotted chicken in the studio here. Hold on a minute.
I've had some bad chicken stink experiences. I'm very sensitive to rotten chicken.
Right, so I'm holding up the bag to MJ TV.
It is very well wrapped.
By the way, I'd like to apologize to Sprouts because the outer bag is a Sprouts bag.
That is a really good bag.
The Sprouts bags are very good.
Yeah.
But this is not from Sprouts. This is from Winn-Dixie. So, and I have it wrapped in two hefty kitchen trash bags. So I've got two white trash bags and then in another gray plastic bag. And I brought this, and Fester's like, why the hell did you bring the chicken into the studio? Because, dude, I'm not going to leave it in my car.
You could have left it underneath your car or
You know what? I thought about that.
Like a raccoon's going to get it?
Hey, you never know.
Probably.
Or maybe my exhaust would light it on fire, and next thing I know, my car's on fire in the freaking parking lot. Or the grounds crew, the golf cart squadron here at the Bay Point office park. The golf cart brigade might think it's trash and throw it away. Anyway, the question is, do I have to bring the chicken back? on the video, folks. You got to see the video.
I mean, you can't just call them and tell them, I spent $15 on chicken.
Well, it was I think it was 13 and here it is. It's
the sticker's like $13.91.
Yeah, but with the Winn-Dixie card, it was like $9.46. So I saved. Maybe it was the rancid discount.
20% off all stank chicken.
All right, so I brought the bag into the studio because I didn't want to leave the chicken in my car in case there was a leak, and I come out to the car after the show, and I got this horrific rancid chicken smell. It was nauseating. I bust the cellophane seal, and it was like, boom. It hit me. I've never smelled this with chicken, but what did they do to this chicken?
It might have sat out for a little bit.
Where are those Winn-Dixie guys with the headbands on TV?
The Win-Win Brothers.
Yeah, I need them to come over here to the studio. So I got to go to Winn-Dixie. I've never had a problem at Winn-Dixie.
You're not going to have a problem returning it either. You're going to say, hey, I wasn't happy with this. They're going to give you your money
I've
back.
got a rotation. It's Costco, it's Winn-Dixie, Publix. It depends. I can either stop at the supermarket before I get to the bridge, or I can stop at the Publix after the bridge on Kennedy. So yesterday I decided, you know what, I'm just going to get the chicken now. And I ended up with this rancid tray of chicken thighs, and it's gross. You got to see the video. The video is, and there's some more on the video that I didn't play. Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio. But the question that I have is, hold on.
And then packaged.
All right. Here we go.
These are Purdue. I've never had trouble with Purdue. Never had a problem with Winn-Dixie. If you look at the sell-by date, it's 9/21. This is 9/18. What the hell? What do? Do I bring these back and just dump them on the customer service counter tomorrow? Do I need to bring the raw chicken back or just show the receipt?
All right, so I have the receipt in the car, but am I supposed to bring this bag of, and if you thought this stuff was ripe last night, or yesterday afternoon when I opened this thing up.
It's only worse now.
I mean, my God, this would probably kill thousands.
Okay, it's not going to kill thousands, but it will get them.
But am I supposed to bring the rancid chicken back?
What's the policy on that?
Or just say, hey, listen, I threw this chicken away. Here's the receipt. I mean, do I have to show evidence?
Check my Instagram. Ask the clerk at Winn-Dixie if they follow you.
Yeah.
Hey, I made a whole Instagram video about this.
Hey, by the way, clerk at the customer service desk who's going to see me at about 10:07 or 10:10 this morning, Winn-Dixie customer service counter on 4th Street is going to see me with my rancid bag of chicken. I want my 9.46 back. Oh, man. Oh, God. It's like I was looking forward to my delicious chicken thighs, and I opened this thing up, and it was like, oh, my God, this is bad freaking chicken.
What'd you end up eating for dinner?
Well, I made rice. I made
just a sticky rice.
I made sticky rice in my zojirushi. I ended up having some frozen mixed vegetables and rice. I didn't have a protein, so I was just a little discouraged. All right, 7:49, rolling up on 7:50 at the MJ Morning Show. We have the Cash Kitty coming back in about 10 minutes. 8 o'clock, the Cash Kitty is on the way. You could win $1,000 in minutes. And I'm running a few minutes late on this, but I want to talk about stress. I read an item that nearly 2 in 5 Americans are at peak stress levels for the year at this point. 2 in 5 Americans are at peak stress level. Got a survey conducted with over 2,000 adults. A recent survey, 2,000 adults, found that the stress levels are just completely at their wits' end at this point. 41% say they're at peak stress right now. It's a breaking point. Financial worries. You got all the political tension going on right now. And the stress is having a negative impact on people's lives. So I thought maybe we would just do a quick little survey. I don't think I'm not at peak stress level. I've gotten to the point in my life where, if I don't like doing it, I'm just going to get rid of it. I'm going to go expel it, expunge it, like my afternoon show. I did that for 22 years, and I just got tired of it. And I said, you know what? I'm done. And in July of 23, a year ago, I walked away. I'm like, you know what? I don't enjoy it anymore. I'm walking away. And that's exactly what I did. What I would like to know, though, from our listeners, Fester, how many of our listeners agree with this? 41% say they're at peak stress right now. I mean, that's a significant number.
MJ, what are they attributing the stress to?
I just said it's the political environment.
Right. So that affects everybody. I think anybody who's got a half a brain can look at our political landscape and say, it's crazy right now. I don't care who you like and who you're voting for or whatever.
It's financial pressures, their jobs. It's just the climate.
Yeah.
So the question is, folks, are you at peak stress right now? Are you like at your breaking point? Because the survey says that a very high number of people are at peak stress at their breaking point. I'm not at my breaking point. I mean, are there stressful things? Sure, but you got to just manage.
Okay, but you're also not fretting. What? Is there any bill that you have in your life right now where you're sweating how it's going to get paid in 2 weeks?
No.
Okay.
No, but I understand there are plenty of people.
For a lot of folks, hey, first of the month is coming around. Right. You got this due, you got that due. Holy cow, how am I going to cover this?
All right, listen, I understand the pressures. Listen, I'm fortunate. I've worked extremely hard in my career. I've had some very good years in radio broadcasting, and listen, I know plenty of people in radio that have made really good money over the years, and they spent every freaking dime. All right, let me go to phones on this. 800-990-1047. Are you at peak stress right now? Are you at your breaking point? 800-990-1047. And I'd like to know, what is causing that? Let's do a little like a radiotherapy session here. But I want to know just a little sampling from our listeners. Do you agree with this research? A study finds had this in a year marked by financial worries and political tension. A new survey has uncovered the staggering impact stress has on everyday Americans. The average person feels their head spinning from stress a whopping 156 times per year, translating to about 3 times a week. The alarming statistic is just one of many eye-opening findings from a recent study. Survey polled 2,000 adults also found that 41% of respondents are currently experiencing their peak stress levels for the year. Yes, look, every line. Yeah. Every single line has blown up.
Listen, you're stressed out now. Wait till the holidays come rolling around.
All right, every line is blown up here. I like saying blowed up.
Blowed up. Blowed them up.
Yeah. Who was that? Who was that Canadian? Was that like Second City TV where it's blowed up. Let's blow it up. What was that? Was that old shtick, old bit?
I don't think Canadians are funny.
Yeah. All right. 7:55. Let's hit phones. Cash Kitty in 5 minutes. Are you at peak stress right now? What is stressing you the bleep out? Let's have a conversation. Let me help if I can. I am not a certified therapist.
No.
I have zero training whatsoever.
He doesn't.
So call me. All right, 800-990-1047. Jerry is up first in Brandon. Jerry, hi, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hey, how you doing? I love the show, you guys. I listen every morning.
Thank you. Ever get some nasty chicken? Like I talk about stress. I had I had poultry stress yesterday.
That would be the best thing going on for me right now.
Oh, geez. All right, Jerry, what's going on, man? What can I do to help you?
Probably nothing. Just 24 years old, moved down here from Michigan in 2018, hoping to, find a spot here, but rent's insane. Jobs pay terribly. The job I'm at now offers zero benefits. Ugh. It's hour and a half drive away from Brandon to Clearwater every day, and then I add another 2.5 hours on the way back.
Jerry, what is your trade? Are you trained in a specific field, or what do you do?
No, I was supposed to be a certified apprentice for carpentry, but that all got ruined when COVID came around. I got the Job Corps the first day, and they sent everybody home within an hour when I got my little room and classes and stuff. And now I put up custom wood ceilings.
All right, well, listen, you're obviously a skilled tradesman, and listen, just, continue to, build on that, and maybe, Jerry, you can work toward starting your own carpentry business, and, be your own owner.
Maybe I'll get an endorsement from you, MJ. That'd be great.
All right, Jerry, you let me know. Jerry, listen, hopefully we alleviate and help with some of the stress when you listen to the show.
That commercial would sound great.
You do. I love you guys. I hope you have an awesome day.
All right, Jerry, I hope you get better. Thank you, man. Lydia is in Lakewood Ranch. Hello, Lydia.
Hi.
You're on the MJ Morning Show down in the ranches. Go ahead.
Hi. I don't think anybody has more stress than me right now.
Why, Lydia? What's going on?
Why? I moved here 3 years ago. I retired right when I moved, and my daughter moved like a year after me. I've had several surgeries since I moved down here. Now my daughter is in the hospital in Manatee Memorial.
Okay, so Lydia, you are at peak stress right now. Is that what you're saying?
I am totally. She just had a pacemaker put in.
Oh, my God.
And then she's got air in her lung, and they've got a chest tube in.
My God, and I'm bitching about the spoiled chicken last night. Holy crap. Lydia, listen, I wish you the best. And listen, Jerry and Lydia, please drive safely. Don't get all freaked out and, crash your car into a bridge or something. Ramon is in Clearwater. Ramon,
hold on.
What?
You're not good at this therapy
What?
stuff.
No?
Don't, Lydia, don't smash your car into a bridge. It's terrible.
I'm just thinking of that song. I don't care. I smashed my car into a bridge. I don't care.
You're really not good at this.
Ramon in Clearwater. Ramon, hi. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
Yeah, I've been listening to you every time I drop my daughter off at school. But
Yes.
the stress level, and for me, even as a disabled veteran suffering from a lot of issues, is dealing with the insurance company. For 10 months now, I'm out of a kitchen. 9 months prior to that, I was out of 2 bathrooms.
Well, that sucks. I mean, listen, as a disabled vet, first of all, Ramon, thank you for your service. And, all right, so you're at maximum stress level right now.
Yes.
I hope you find some solace and some good times with your family and your kid.
I just turned to God, to be honest with you. That's about all I've got right now.
All right. Well, listen, I listen. If we can offer any, entertainment to you, listen. That's my contribution.
Music.
Say it again.
Music will work. Good music.
All right. Well, I'll play some soothing music for you in a few minutes.
Coming up right at 9:50.
Yeah. All right. Hey, thank you, Ramon. I appreciate it. Listen, this is, I guess, real.
This is real, yeah, man.
41% say that they're at peak stress right now. I want people to be happy. All right, let me grab one more here, maybe. Tony in Tampa. You know what? Hold on. Tony, hold on a second. Let me give out the Cash Kitty keyword here. Let's get a nice jump on this thing as we approach 8 o'clock. So I think $1,000 would reduce stress for a lot of people right now.
Take a little bit off your shoulders.
If they've got some monetary stress going on. Let's go. The 8 o'clock word right now is show. SHOW, like you're listening to the MJ Morning Show. Go ahead and text the word show, SHOW, nationwide to 45911. So this hour's word is show. SHOW. Text the word show nationwide to 45911 before 8:15 for your shot at $1,000 cash right now, or you can enter it on the Q105 app or at myQ105.com. Good luck. Show is the word. Text show to 45911. Good luck. All right, Tony, quickly, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Okay, my name is Tony Garner, and I have been under stress by my for about 4 or 5 years. My psychiatrist, Dr. Bart, diagnosed my stress because of a strong emotional problem. I've been hurt a lot by my intermediate family, and the stress come on because I've been doing a lot of worrying, and I've been a lot hurt, and I almost felt like crying. This has been from 1998.
All right, so are you at, Tony, are you at peak stress right now?
Yeah, yes.
All right, so Tony, what unstresses you? Tony, what takes the stress away?
What brought it on?
No, what takes it away?
Yeah,
what alleviates it?
What can you do to, like, reduce the stress?
Oh, what I do is I was on the medication, but I want to get back on the medication. Now I just try to relax and sleep and relax and do some word search and stuff.
All right. Well, Tony, listen, I wish you the best. It pains me. It makes me. Tony, thank you for calling. All right, here we go. Here's some soothing music. Oh God, you know what? This song makes me mental. Andrew, I'm gonna come in there. I'm gonna crack you over the head with a fire extinguisher. Shut this off, please. Oh God. You know what? When I think of stress-reducing music, you know what? Let's have a little therapy session right now. You know, I think of a good piece of classical music.
You guys aren't helping.
What?
Between him with the Bobby McFarlane and you with this concerto.
Anyway. Hey, Andrew, thank all the callers. Well, hang on. Jeremy's been holding.
Jeremy, Evan, Sherry, we got a bunch of calls still.
One more. I'm taking one more call. I'm getting stressed out taking the calls. All right.
That last guy.
Jeremy in Tampa. Jeremy, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, good morning, guys.
All right, Jeremy, are you at peak stress level right now, according to this survey?
I am not. I called to offer some perspective because I think I know there's some people that are less fortunate and really have problems. The lady that was talking about her surgery and stuff.
Yep.
Some people just kind of get a hard break and it's hard for them. But a lot of people, I think, are at peak stress levels because they fail to kind of keep perspective. Like we're all living so good, it makes us sensitive to anything that's uncomfortable, and I think it's crazy. And a lot of it is, social media and things where people. Last night, my wife and I were talking about something that, was kind of irritating us. Some of the dumb stuff you see in the news. Pick your own version of it because there's enough out there. I'm sure everybody can imagine something. And my son said, "Hey, you're letting that trouble live rent-free in your head. Why?" I was like, "You know what? Good point. It doesn't affect my life. And most of the stuff we read doesn't affect our lives, but we read about it and we get annoyed and we kind of forget. We allow too much of things that really don't matter and are really small get into our heads and annoy us.
Yeah, you know what it is? And this is an excellent point, and I'm going to leave it with this because I want to move on. Don't sweat the small stuff. Don't let small crap wreck your day. Just move on and just nip it,
Yep.
All right. Thank you, Jeremy. I appreciate it. Got a friend of mine who's driving across the Skyway right now as we're talking about.
Don't jump off. Keep going.
Oh, man. All right. You know who's stressing right now? P. Diddy. Yeah.
Talk about a world.
Sean Diddy Combs, man.
You want to feel better about your life? First, look at P. Diddy.
Look at the Diddy situation. I got a pile of Diddy. We'll get to that a little later on. And stuff is surfacing, old like social media posts. I will tell you quickly, if you don't know this, Diddy is going to remain behind bars. So they tried to appeal the initial decision. I'm sure this is going to go up to I would imagine, a full federal appeals court. But at this point, still, Diddy is being held without bail.
Did he think they were just going to let him out? Did he think he voluntarily turned himself in? I'm going to be out in 12 hours.
Talk about a stressful deal right now. P. Diddy, Sean Diddy Combs. Yes, Andrew.
Did he turn himself in, or was he arrested?
No, he was arrested.
Well, when you turn yourself in, you're arrested.
Yeah, no, guys.
You don't get arrested?
Yes. Diddy was arrested. HSI moved in on him the night before. He was supposed to apparently turn himself in the next morning, but the feds went and arrested him at the hotel the night before. So what was that? That was a Tuesday night. He was supposed to, Monday night.
Into Tuesday.
Yeah. So Tuesday morning, he was set to turn himself in. Monday night, they said, we're not waiting for him to turn himself in. Something must have spooked the feds that the feds moved into the Park Hyatt in Manhattan to arrest him. Anyway, P. Diddy stuff coming up. Speaking of celebrity, Justin Timberlake's body cam footage from the DUI bust is going to be sealed. They're not going to release it. Come on. Well, we want to see it. Inquiring minds want to know. Yeah, both sides agree. So Justin Timberlake's attorney, of course, but also the prosecution up in Suffolk County.
Why? Why would they agree to that?
On Long Island, they all agreed that Justin Timberlake, is according to TMZ, Justin Timberlake already pled guilty to driving while ability impaired. TMZ put in a public records request for the body cam footage of Justin's traffic stop and subsequent arrest from Tuesday, June 18th. But instead of receiving the footage, the office of the Suffolk County District Attorney told us it wouldn't be released because the parties agreed to seal it. Come on, where's the sunshine on this?
Yeah, really.
Do they not have the sunshine laws that we have? Still, there's certain things can be sealed by a judge here in the state of Florida, but we're not going to see
But generally speaking, body cams of officers are not sealed.
We're not going to see the footage. No Justin Timberlake drunk driving arrest footage, all sealed up.
By rights, this crummy little town should have immediately released the footage.
All right. Hey, have you ever heard of somebody zip tying a shopping cart to your car in a parking lot? Have you heard of this?
Heard of, yes, but only in lore. I've never seen it or known anybody that had it happen.
I wonder if anyone listening has had this happen to them. Have you ever had, and there's a reason why it's done. Let me explain. Parking lot, supermarket, mall, shopping center, whatever. And somebody gets one of those zip ties, the ones that ratchet, click, like the cable wire bundle ties. A zip tie.
And they make them in all sizes.
Oh, yeah. And, man, they make some heavy duty ones that, you got to essentially get a hacksaw to get those damn things off. And, you can't bust those with your hand.
No.
You got to get scissors. You've gotten a product where it's like zip tied inside and you got to get scissors in there or nail clippers or, little snippers, out of your toolbox or whatever. I mean, those things can be a pain in the ass. But what's happening, and there's a reason for it, I wonder if anyone listening, have you had a shopping cart zip tied to either the handle of your car, or another method is zip tying a shopping cart to the wheel of your car? You have those wheels that have the, the spokes.
The alloy rims.
The alloy wheels.
It right through.
You fish it right through, and this is happening. Do you know why? Why people get shopping carts zip tied to their car? And I also want, is this like urban legend? No, I'm looking at some pictures here. I'm looking at a story here. And I guess it does happen. I don't know if this ever happened to you. I don't know if you've ever seen it. If you have, I'd love to hear from you. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Have you ever seen or had a shopping cart zip tied to your car? Why is this done?
This is going to have a creepy reason, isn't it?
No, it's not really creepy.
Okay, because
the reason why some people carry around zip ties.
What, parking lot justice?
Yeah, exactly.
For jackass parkers?
Yeah, that and something else. So, yes, you are correct. That is an acceptable answer. For bad parkers, people that take up multiple spots, people that park all cockeyed and sideways, bad parkers can be the victim of having a shopping cart zip tied to their wheel or to their handle. The other thing that will precipitate this action is if you swipe somebody's parking spot. You grab the spot, someone's waiting for that spot. Maybe you're approaching from two different ways. Who gets the spot? Who saw it first? And that's another thing. If you steal somebody's spot, you might come back out and find a shopping cart zip tied to your wheel.
Is there anything illegal about this?
I don't. If you damage the car, then I think that there are some legal issues there.
Man, I got to cover my plate when I go.
Has anyone had this happen? Has anyone had a shopping cart zip tied to their vehicle, or if you've ever seen this? But those are the methods. What? Hold on. Andrew's got a call from someone that's actually done it. Hang on. Mike is in St. Pete. Mike, you zip tied a shopping cart to somebody's car?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Hey, Mike.
Good morning. Yeah. Well, here there's a couple of things. I've done it, and I've seen it done. So I've done it for I've done it on two separate occasions for two separate totally reasons.
So wait a minute, you carry zip ties in your car for just this reason?
No, I carry zip ties because you never know.
A zip tie helps a lot.
That's
You
right.
ever get an oil change and you watch the flappers going down the highway because the guys are too lazy to put the screw back in or something, and you're losing all your plastics under your car?
All right.
Yep, there you go.
All right, so tell me about you zip tying shopping carts to someone's vehicle.
So I've done it once where the person was fighting me getting into the parking lot of the location that we were going to, and then they were driving right into the parking lot, and then I went to park. They came around the other side faster, parked next to where I was going to park at, but then parked completely sideways, because they had a handicap sign, so what they say. But the guy looked perfectly fine. It's not like he came out with any disability or nothing.
It's not your job to judge.
And the lady next to him was yelling. She's like, "Sir, she's parked right," and he said something obscene to her. So I was like,
Oh my God, like a bleep you or mind your own bleeping business?
Yeah. Like seriously, dude, it's just a parking spot, But I didn't care for mine. I'd go move somewhere else,
Where was it? What? Whose shopping cart? What store was it that
was
you?
Wally World.
It was what?
Wally World.
Walmart. Walmart.
Walmart.
Yeah, Walmart.
So you zip tied a Walmart shopping cart to this guy's wheel or his door handle?
Correct.
Well, which one? Wheel or door handle?
Oh no, his front driver door handle.
Oh my God!
And the difference was that I used one of those police issued hog tie zip ties.
Yeah, that's right.
So I knew that he had to go back into the store. He had to go all the way to the back and buy wire cutters, or some thick cutters to get through it, just so he could go up on his day. So I figured he could always return it if he had his receipt. So that's only one. The other one was actually a domestic dispute that I was seeing in the parking lot that was actually carrying into the store. So because I saw the vehicle that they were at, when I called the police, they were having an altercation inside the store.
Oh.
And I knew it was going to go down. So I figured, I was like, well, if they try to run out, and he can run anywhere he wants, but he's not going to drive off with a big shopping cart from Target zip tied to his door, because those Target carts are no joke.
So
that's like real plastic.
Mike, was it like an abusive situation that you witnessed?
Yes, sir.
So MJ, he puts the cart on the guy's vehicle, slows him down for police. So if you're abusive to somebody in a store,
this guy apparently is just a menace. This guy's a 360-degree menace. He's causing problems everywhere.
Mike, you're a hero.
Yeah, I try to be, but I've seen people do it just for jokes and stuff, because I hear MJ's jokes with Jeeps. I'm a Jeep owner, so I don't have 700 ducks. I only got maybe about 100.
Well, I don't joke with.
Hold on, easy now.
Yeah, I don't do anything to Jeeps. I've just commented on some of the Jeep owners that have 1,000 little rubber ducks virtually obstructing their view of their front windshield.
It's a small windshield in the first place.
No, I've seen some ridiculous Jeep owners with a ridiculous amount of ducks on the front dash.
Oh yeah.
Mike, hey, thanks for the call, buddy.
Well, thanks again, man. And I love you guys. I call you guys all the time, and I'm always texting you guys. So keep up the good work. I appreciate it, okay?
Thank you, Tony. Or I'm sorry. Thank you, Mike. Mike. Thank you, Mike. Have a great day.
He's always testing us.
Yeah, look at that.
Don't put a card on my car.
I love a very active audience, very responsive, interactive audience, and Mike is one of those individuals. So don't piss anybody off in the parking lot, folks. Park nicely. Don't try to race into a spot, beating somebody out who is waiting for that spot. You just might end up with a shopping cart zip tied to your door handle or your wheel.
In years past, MJ, we've had a story where like somebody puts a Post-it note or something on your window that you have a flat tire just to get a pretty woman to walk outside and bend over.
That happened to Michelle.
But this is, not that.
Yeah, remember that cretin? It was actually an Air Force guy. An Air Force enlisted guy down at MacDill Air Force Base. This is back in late 90s, early 2000s. And Michelle came out to her vehicle in the Target parking lot, right on Gandy in South Tampa, Gandy and Dale Mabry, Target right on the corner. Michelle comes out. There's a Post-it note or a little note on her door or on her window that says, your left rear tire is low on air. And that's what this guy's gimmick was. He would put the notes on women's cars, and he would be off a little bit with view of the vehicle, and he got his jollies by watching women bend over to check the air of their rear tire. And Michelle had this note put on. Then we got a whole bunch of calls.
It happened to them?
We talked about it. We were flooded with phone calls. Hey, MJ, that happened to me. That happened to me. We had like a dozen women in South Tampa say they got the same note in the same Target parking lot. And the TPD got involved because TPD was listening. They got involved. They started investigating. They pulled surveillance photos, and they caught the guy. And it turned out he was an enlisted Air Force dude down at MacDill Air Force Base. So a number of years ago. But that's, creepy stuff. Hey, speaking of creepy, are you following the Shaq story?
What's Shaq
doing? The Shaq picture? There is a picture of a big dude that's standing. You haven't seen this festival? Oh, come on.
I love Shaq.
Shaq. Well, you love to imitate Shaq.
He's my favorite athlete of all time.
All right, well, I'm going to give you plenty of opportunity. Shaq is saying, it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me. Shaq is saying, no, these are not my gigantic hands that are draped over like the shoulders and grabbing the chest from behind of a woman in front of me. There's this like petite, tiny woman that is taking a selfie in a mirror, and people online are suggesting that the guy behind she looks to be, is she black or is she Hispanic? I'm trying to
maybe black and Asian.
Yeah, I'm looking at the picture of the young woman, but I mean really
she's a tiny lady,
tiny, petite, thin,
pretty lady.
Yeah, and she's holding a cell phone, taking a picture.
Maria Ozuna. So
is that her name?
Maria Ozuna Tichy.
So this photo's gone viral.
I don't know what the hell that is.
And people are speculating the guy behind her is Shaquille O'Neal.
I think Shaq is actually taller than that guy.
Yeah, you know what? I think you're right. But
she looks like she's like 4'11".
But Shaq is on the defensive now, and Shaq is trying to say, no, that's not me. That's not me in this photo. And Andrew, our producer, he put the photo up on our website if you want to see what's causing a little bit of a stir. And, what's going on is other people are putting up photos of Shaq standing behind other women with a similar pose and suggesting that it's Shaq in that photo. And it looks to be in a motel room or a hotel room is where it looks like it's taken. I believe Shaq. If Shaq says it's not him, I don't think it's him. But it's causing quite the buzz and the stir right now. Andrew, is it populated on our website? It should be, but we always have trouble with this
Look at the guy in the photo. He's wearing pajamas. It looks like that's not Shaq's leg.
Also, I think Shaq is taller than the dude that's in the picture with his. First of all, this guy's hands are enormous. Look at the dude in the picture. We have the photo up on our website. If you go to mjmorningshow.com, mjmorningshow.com, and click on As Heard on the MJ Morning Show, it should be there. If not, just do a quick little Google search for Shaq denies that it's his hands in viral photo.
Well, and it's not this Maria Tichy person saying it is Shaq. It's just the internet, coming, it must be Shaq.
So this woman, who I guess has a social media presence, posted the photo, and then everyone's jumping all over it and say, oh, man, that's Shaq. Shaq, let me ask you right now, are those your hands?
I can tell you right now, that's not my hands, MJ. I appreciate you asking me.
All right. I have a picture of some really big hands holding a Shaq-a-roni pizza. Are those your hands?
No, Shaq-a-roni pizza, yeah, that's me. I'm going to tell you everything I do with my hands. You ready? 1, dribble. 2, I miss free throws. 3, eat Shaq-a-roni pizza. 4.
Where is the Shaq-a-roni? Is that Papa John's?
Papa John's.
Papa John's has the Shaq-a-roni.
$1 to every pack of Shaq-a-roni goes to causes people care about.
I thank you, Shaq.
Also, MJ, If this were a photograph of somebody applying icy hot to her lower back, then it was probably
What
me.
about, do those big Shaq hands put those ink cartridges in the Epsom printers as well?
You know what? I actually have a little bit of trouble with that. I find motor skills with those little ink cartridges. But
Do you miss the slot like your free throws?
I often help.
How is that guy 7'1" and he missed 3 free throws? How is that?
Listen, he was
that?
under the rim guy.
Right.
He was an
All right.
imposing force. He also, MJ, will help the general get you a great low rate.
Oh, that's right. the general insurance.
I love Shaq.
My God. All right, moving along. I would love to know if our listeners find this acceptable. A woman has a baby at her friend's house, and with all of the stuff involved in delivering a baby at the friend's house on her couch, she ruins the couch.
Duh. I mean, there's a reason, right?
Should the friend send a bill to the pregnant woman who gave birth on her couch for that couch? Well, that's what happened.
She knew she was hosting the baby birth.
Lily. No, she didn't. Lily was at a girls' night at a friend's house.
And the water broke?
Lily's water broke, went into labor, delivered the baby on the friend's couch. EMTs show up. The baby was delivered on the couch of the friend's house. Girls' night, the baby decided to arrive. Lily gave birth on her friend Ella's sofa.
You know what? That's just the cost of friendship right there.
The couch was, just all baby birthed up good.
Listen.
And then Ella sends a bill to Lily for the sofa
This can't
that
be
was ruined.
This is not true. This is just internet fodder.
Dude, I'm telling you, right? It's the story is published.
I believe it's a published story, but I believe it's a thing of fiction. I mean, come on, man.
Well, listen, I think the story's accurate.
I'm going to invite a 9-month pregnant friend over, then they're going to pop their kid out on my couch.
Hold on. First of all, you don't know if she's 9 months.
Somebody who's in that stage where they're ready to give birth at any time?
Lily gave birth on friend Ella's couch, and Ella says the couch is ruined, sent the friend a bill. Lily admits weeks passed before she reached out with a thanks and apology for soiling the couch with the baby delivery.
I got to see this couch.
And then Ella responded with a bill for a new sofa.
You know, white couches are always questionable decisions.
Yeah, this is one of these Kids Spot stories. You know what? The Kids Spot website is good for a lot of good material. You know what?
That's what they left on the couch, a Kids Spot.
I would like to ask our listeners right now, do you think it's acceptable for Ella to bill Lily for the couch that she gave birth on? Because, listen, you got all kinds of stuff coming out during childbirth. Do you acceptable or not? Should Lily have been billed for the couch that she dropped the kid on, gave birth on? Yes or no? I would love to hear from. You know what? I think this is a woman phone call segment.
I don't think I care what men think on this
Yeah,
subject.
no, I don't. Yeah, no men. I'm sorry, men. No men. Zero men on this.
Their bodies.
No men.
Let's go.
All right. Do you think that Lily should have gotten a bill from Ella for giving birth on her couch?
Wow.
And I mean, we're talking what? Placenta and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes or no? Any thoughts on this? 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. And then after we take a few calls, I've got a baby shower story. And you got to hear this. And it might not be the baby shower story that you're expecting. This also is going to, I think get some heads a scratching. All right. So let's go to phones. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Should Lily get billed for the sofa that she gave birth on? 800-990-1047. All right, every single line is ringing. Let me just go to phones here.
Oh, my goodness.
Hi, good morning, MJ Morning Show. Who's this?
Nicole.
Nicole, where are you calling from?
Tampa.
All right, Nicole, yes or no?
Absolutely not. She should not have to pay. I think it's absurd that she even asked. Listen, that girl went over there with no intent to, I'm sure, have a baby on her couch. And as well, I'm sure that wasn't her fantasy of having a kid. And if she had the money, I'm sure she's embarrassed. She would want to replace it or want to make it right.
All right, so Nicole, that's another question. Do you think that Lily should have offered to pay for a new couch or have it cleaned and not wait, for Emily to?
Absolutely.
All right, so
she shouldn't have waited. She should have called in. She should have tried to make it right if she could. But remember, she's just having a baby. Maybe she's not in a financial place, and it's the gift of life.
Yeah.
We give stuff to less for more, you know?
Also, is she even in the frame of mind to know that she ruined the couch in everything that was going on?
All right, so Nicole, if you had a good friend give birth at your house, girls' night, just wrecks the couch, you're saying that you would just absorb it and say, hey, things happen. You gave birth to a beautiful baby. As a friend, I'm just going to eat the couch.
That's right.
All right. Well, listen, Nicole, you sound like your friend group ought to be very happy to have you.
Yeah.
All right, Nicole, have a great day. Let me grab Jessica in Tampa. Hey, Jessica.
Hi.
All right, what do you do in a situation like this?
I think it's a little tacky to send a bill, but Tampa General sent me a bill for $98,000, so I think it's a bit cheaper to replace the couch than pay at the hospital.
Wait,
So.
$98,000 to have a baby?
Yeah, I had a C-section recently. It was $98,000.
You tell them to hold.
Yeah, and what about insurance? I'm sure you had insurance, right?
Yes, but
right.
I saw the final bill.
Yeah. So after insurance paid their portion, what was your total responsibility on a $98,000 C-section bill?
About $17,000.
Yeah, it's still pretty freaking high.
You tell Tampa General you're going to pay him $10 a month forever.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah.
The couch is much cheaper.
All right. Well, thank you, Jessica. Have a great day.
You get a nice couch for $17,000.
Oh my God!
You get a whole living room set.
A few more calls and we'll move on. I got the baby shower story I got to get to. Carla is in Valrico. So you give birth on your friend's couch. Do you offer to pay for it, or do you think it's acceptable to get a bill? Where do you stand on this?
Well, first of all, you know you're delivering. You know that all that stuff is going to come out. Just get the heck out of the couch, first of all.
Where do you go? The floor?
Second,
Where you go?
You go to the linoleum floor in the laundry room.
Yeah, where you go? The bathtub? I mean, Carla.
Go to the garage.
no, just go down to the floor. You know, I'm pretty sure that.
Yeah, what if it's a really nice area rug or carpet? You know what? Zero res.
I was thinking
you know what?
this, MJ.
Zero res.
They could get it all out.
Yeah, if you give birth on your friend's couch or carpet, call Zero Res Carpet and Tile Cleaning.
And you mentioned MJ Morning Show, you get a discount.
But,
Exactly.
You know, if it happened, I would not offer to buy a brand new couch, but I would offer some money to help.
All right, Carla, thank you. All right, last call on this. Let me grab Z in Tampa. Hello, Z. Welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Hey, good morning.
Yep.
I would definitely have sent the bill because my sister gave birth to my niece in my mom's bed, and my mother made her get her a new mattress.
Oh, my God. So the mattress was wrecked?
Yeah, like my sister went over to visit my mom, and she still wasn't even due for a month.
Oh, wow.
And all of a sudden, her water broke, and before they could even get, like, the paramedics and everything, my sister gave birth in my mom's bed by herself while we were all at work.
Oh, wow.
Holy cow.
Man. And the mattress was, well, a little
Yeah, because my mom
compromised.
was like, I'm not sleeping on that girl, so
Yeah.
she slept on the couch that night,
Wow.
but yeah.
Thank you, Z. Thanks for listening to the MJ Morning Show.
Have a good one, guys.
Bye, Z.
Hey, Z, you still there?
Yes,
Hey, you listen to us every morning?
I do.
Thank you. And
You're welcome.
spread the word. Spread the word at work. Make sure everyone you know listens to us as well. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. All right. One other baby-related story. When you think of baby shower,
I haven't been to too many baby showers.
yeah, I've been to. Well, I think I think it was at Michelle's baby shower for Chloe. I don't even know if we had a baby shower for Julian. But when you think of baby shower, what do you think of?
Gifts?
Yeah.
The games?
All right. well, obviously,
wrapping somebody in
listen. Let me just cut to the chase. This has nothing to do with the baby shower that you're thinking of.
Disgruntled baby daddies showing up?
Nope. This is a mother that has started quite a debate online. She puts her baby in the shower when they're on vacation and makes a little like baby bed on the shower floor for the baby.
It's the same. Okay, you're not talking baby shower.
No,
you're talking baby shower.
I'm talking put the baby in the shower.
Listen, hey,
Chloe,
in reality, it's a really safe spot for him, right?
Listen, this Chloe Molina posted a video online, Instagram reel. She put it on TikTok as well. 25-year-old mom apparently said, "Hey, let me explain what's going on here. Yes, our baby sleeps in a shower, but he sleeps in a crib in the shower. And the reason we do this is because for us, when our baby sleeps in our room, he smells as he sees us. He just knows we're there, and he's going to wake up all the time." So in a hotel, they're traveling. They put like the baby crib or whatever they fashion. They put it in the shower,
in the shower?
in the bathroom.
Okay, I'm not mad at that.
I don't know. 5-month-old baby at this point, and the baby is relegated to the hotel shower. And there's a picture of her. She's got the little baby bed. It's in the shower of the hotel room, and that's her hack to get a better night's sleep. Let's see. 5-month-old. Usually the bathroom isn't big enough, so we put the crib in the shower, and then we crack the bathroom door so it feels like he has his own room, his own space.
Yeah.
He doesn't smell us. He doesn't see us. He has his own room, according to 25-year-old social media influencer Chloe Manila.
I think my wife tells the story of when she was a baby, her mother put her in
hold on one sec. The first part of the story says Chloe Molina, and then later in the story it's Chloe Manila. So I don't know what it is. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, but my wife tells the story that her mother put her in a dresser drawer at a hotel. And pulled out the drawer, and it kind of locked in that out position, and they used that as like the baby bed.
Like Kramer, didn't he rent out the drawers to like some Japanese tourists or something? Didn't they sleep in Kramer's dresser?
I don't have a problem with this. I mean, the baby's safe, can't hurt themselves.
All right, it's a whole new meaning for baby shower. Put the baby in the shower. So Michelle traveled with Chloe yesterday. They flew out yesterday morning. They flew back late last night. I picked them up at Tampa International at 10 o'clock last night.
How was the trip?
Yeah, it was nice. It was a very good trip. You know, Chloe's exploring law school possibilities. Michelle has a couple of observations. Hang on a minute.
Observations about what?
Oh, God.
About law school?
No. Bad behavior on airplanes. Oh, my God. So, two things. Michelle witnessed.
Hello.
Hey, I just want to talk about airplane etiquette for a minute.
Oh, I don't want to talk about anything right now. Please.
Why not? We're live on the edge.
Yeah, that's not how this works, Michelle.
Michelle, listen, I'm not calling you at 7:45. I'm calling you at 8:35. What did you see? You saw a gross maneuver. Was this going up yesterday or coming back last night?
Coming back, returning.
All right, so what did this woman do that you witnessed and you were horrified about on an American Airlines flight?
Well, she was taking off her shoes, then her socks.
All right, hold on. She took off her shoes, then her socks.
And also like flipping them around, because she would like raise her feet all the way up to take them off, not like, discreetly like just slip your shoes off, because sometimes I understand people's feet.
Hold on, she raised her feet, like put them in the air, like she was like some kind of ballerina dancer holding her leg in the air?
Like up on the chair.
Like on the tray table area.
Yeah, near the tray table area, because then she put the tray table down to try to use the tray table as a brace for her feet and her legs, because she wanted to, I guess, like kind of sit in the fetal position. I don't know if that's the best description.
Hold on, she was putting her bare feet on the tray table?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Where was she in proximity to your seats?
2 over. I was in the window. She was in the aisle.
Oh, she was in your row.
Yes.
Oh, but hold on. In your row, you were in the window, she was the aisle, and this woman in your row, a stranger, was taking her shoes and socks off and putting her feet on the tray table?
You sound so shocked and horrified.
Michelle, why didn't you get a picture of this?
Come on, I have an Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. What?
I wasn't doing that.
Michelle, that's 2 million views.
He's begging people to go on his Instagram.
No, there would have been 0 views because my head might have get bashed against the window or something. I don't know.
Michelle, you surreptitiously...
She didn't look like the kind of person that was going to be as tolerant of a picture taken.
Oh, you don't think she's a player?
Michelle, here's how you do it. You just put your camera on record video.
That's it.
And you move it around slowly.
No, but it happened so fast, right? Like it was, as she was doing it, then she was disgruntled because the tray table wasn't providing her with the adequate support to brace
You know
her
what?
leg.
You're sabotaging my content. That would have been a massive hit. Michelle on American Airlines. Look at this woman taking her shoes and socks off and putting her feet on the tray table. Oh, that's 2-3 million views right there.
I can think of the jingle now. Michelle on American Airlines. Michelle, what are you doing?
Come on, you got to get video of this.
You're hurting the operation.
Passengers. No, thank you.
Now, was Chloe in the middle
You're
seat?
derailing this radio show.
Chloe was sitting on the other side.
So you and Chloe didn't sit together. Okay.
No, they did not sit together.
I blame Chloe just as much for not getting video.
Oh, she was passed out.
Yeah. That's gross. Wasn't there something else? What was the other thing?
Nothing.
No, there was one other thing.
Because the dude next to me stunk as well. When he raised his arm to turn the fan off, I got a whiff, and that made me so nauseous I almost threw up.
All right, so listen to this. Michelle.
And then was scratching his crotch the whole time.
Oh, my God. You had the row from hell last night.
I did.
You were what? You were 14F, right?
Oh, my gosh, please.
What?
Don't be giving out too much information.
American Airlines 14F.
It was American.
They only had 2,000 flights last night.
You were in 14F.
American flight number 666.
you were in row 14F, as in this row is effed up.
Yes.
So wait a minute. The guy in the middle had stank body odor, and the woman in the aisle is taking off her shoes and socks and putting her feet on the tray. You were in the row from hell.
I hate when guys do that thing where they always keep touching their crotch and itching or adjusting, and that's what he kept doing, and it was just grossing me out.
Oh, BO and crotch touching, and
yeah.
My God, what else could have? The only thing worse is if one of them projectile vomited on you or something.
Oh, I almost projectile vomited on them.
Yeah,
so.
there you go.
He'd have been into it.
Oh man, this is why we need to buy a Gulfstream G650.
No. All right, goodbye.
I'm kidding. Well, that was abrupt. She's done with me. She's gone.
At least she got the story. I'm so disappointed she didn't get a picture.
Also notice that we got the real hang up, man. That's old school right there. That's a landline.
Yeah.
That's our bedside landline. So you even get the old school phone click hang up and everything, which you just don't get with a cell phone. You can't get angry hang ups with a cell phone.
No, it's just a drop.
That's a whole separate deal, man. Things that you miss. A real nice phone slam hang up with a traditional desk or regular landline phone.
If any phone service offered that feature to where you hang up, it's just an angry click, I would switch.
All right, let me lighten you around a couple of things. Yes, Andrew.
I was saying you just can't hang up on somebody in a huff.
Yeah,
No, right.
You're right. On a cell phone, you can't hang up. You don't get the.
Yeah. It's now goodbye.
Yeah. Boop. It doesn't even make a noise.
Yeah.
It just drops. You can't have an angry hang up on a cell phone. Lightning round. Just a bunch of things that caught my eye. The Boar's Head deal. We got to get it to P. Diddy as well. So the Boar's Head deal, man, you know what sucks? Well, did they bring it on themselves? So Boar's Head, which I had no idea.
It's in some little town.
But hold on a minute. I had no idea that Boar's Head was based in Sarasota.
Okay, yes, the corporate headquarters is in Sarasota.
Family company in Sarasota. And listen, I've been a Boar's Head fan for many years. I like Boar's Head products. we buy the Boar's Head cheese, as you've heard me say. I like the Boar's Head White American. We always have a pound in our fridge.
They have a processing plant in Sarasota where they do all the alligator meat.
Got the alligator gabagool.
Delicious. Nice and thin. Nice and thin.
Alligator gabagool. All right, so some new information. They are shutting down that plant, as we told you. So earlier this week, we had the item, the Boar's Head plant, where the listeria was born and bred and got into the liverwurst. First, we had the story about liverwurst was being eliminated.
Taken off the servings. I mean, they're never going to produce it again.
Yeah, so Boar's Head is discontinuing liverwurst from their product line after this situation. The reason why I'm bringing up Boar's Head again is the town in Virginia where the Boar's Head plant was, the whole freaking town worked there. The town of Jarrett, Virginia, which is about an hour to the south of Richmond. It's along I-95. It's like south of Petersburg, Virginia, and Richmond. And it's on the way if you're heading toward like Emporia, Virginia, before you get to the North Carolina border. And the town has only 600 residents. Jarrett, Virginia, 600 residents, 500 people worked at the plant.
Ooh.
Oh, my God. Like the town, it's like a ghost town now. And all of the other businesses that are supporting all the workers, they're going to suffer.
Sure.
But, you got to say, listen, if your whole economy, your whole town depended on the Boar's Head plant, why the hell was there mold and violations and citations? How was there not pride in the plant? How did they let the plant get to a dirty condition, which produced this listeria, which has sickened
over 50 people?
Okay, and then
Killed
nine people are like dead from freaking deli meat. The hell?
This is a huge facility. I'm looking at an aerial photo of it.
The plant was enormous, and again, 500 people. They're closing the plant. Boar's Head is shutting it down.
It's a little ironic that the town of Jarrett has the word rat right in the middle of it. I mean, that's really unfortunate. There's really a lot of nice people in Jarrett, Virginia, but, I mean, animal rodents everywhere and your town is named Rat?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this whole town's is decimated financially.
Oh, it's a mess. The town is an absolute mess. All right, on to Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Sean Diddy Combs, whatever, the latest. Hey, Andrew, was that audio any good from that X link? Did you grab that audio?
It's up.
All right. So, a lot of stuff is bubbling up to the surface. The latest on Sean Diddy Combs is that he's going to stay in jail. So the judge is keeping Sean Diddy Combs behind bars in a federal lockup in Brooklyn. Damning new text messages were revealed Wednesday in the sex trafficking case against Sean Diddy Combs as a Manhattan judge ruled that he's going to stay behind bars pending trial. You want to talk about a life change, a life shift. Private jets, the finest food, $400,000 automobiles.
The richest of the rich. I mean,
running
opulence everywhere.
The richest of circles, and now he's in this miserable, horrible lockup in Brooklyn, New York, which even a former warden there says that P. Diddy is not safe. Listen, you made your bed. You got to sleep in it. Now, listen, Diddy, innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. But the feds seemingly have the goods on Sean Combs. So Manhattan federal judge Andrew Carter Jr. said Combs' proposal for home detention and electronic monitoring on $50 million bail was insufficient. So this federal judge in Manhattan has upheld the original federal magistrate's judge's ruling that he would be held with no bond, no bail. So now we've got another judge affirming the lower judge agreeing no bail. Yeah. Prosecutor Emily Johnson, during the hearing on Combs' bail request, used messages between the Bad Boy Records founder and his alleged victims to bolster her argument that he should remain jailed. One of the victims allegedly messaged Combs on November 19th after reading allegations in the Cassie Ventura November 16th lawsuit against the rapper, saying that Ventura's claims sounded like her own. I feel like I'm reading my own sexual trauma. The message read, "It makes me sick how 3 solid pages, word for word, is exactly my experience and my anguish," the alleged victim wrote. So that text message was used against Diddy in court yesterday as they were appealing the no bail decision from the magistrate judge, and another federal judge affirmed that lower decision. Wow. So, dude, it could take, Fester, it could take over a year. Hey, he made his bed. You know, the debauchery, the lifestyle, these the freak-offs, these parties, holy moly. I mean, just that audio bite, the audio bite that, you know, keeps like reverberating in my head, the audio bite that I keep hearing is the federal prosecutor, the U.S. attorney, what was his name, Damian Williams.
Him reading off the bottles of lotion and bottles of baby oil.
Yeah.
See, thousands of bottles.
Yeah. Here, listen to this.
Cases and cases of the kinds of personal lubricant and baby oil that Combs' staff allegedly used to stock hotel rooms for the freak-offs. More than 1,000 bottles altogether.
More than 1,000 bottles. Cases and cases?
Cases and cases of the kinds of personal lubricant and baby oil that Combs' staff allegedly used to stock hotel rooms for the freak-offs. More than 1,000 bottles altogether.
That's an enormous amount. 1,000 bottles of lube and baby oil? Unbelievable.
It's a lot of lube.
All right, Andrew, what's this other audio bite that we pulled off of X? Can you explain this to me? Andrew, what is this audio bite that you pulled off of X? Explain it.
This was Diddy talking straight to the camera about a white guy. What happened to the white guy at the party?
All right, Diddy talking about what happened to a white guy at one of his freak-offs?
Yes.
All right, I have not heard this yet. Let's listen.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, for all those in London that don't know what happens to the white man when he comes to a P. Diddy party, this is what happens to the white man.
It's so unfortunate.
You gotta pull back though, so they can see. Look at that. Look, would you
get the drink on his head?
And that's James from Simeon Mobile Disco. He is a actual DJs aren't supposed to pass out, but when they come to one of my parties, this is what happens to him. I put him to sleep.
Next day, right?
You put the drink on his head.
There you go. There it is.
So there's some white dude passed out, and they're using his head as a drink coaster?
I don't care where you are. You're at a party. You don't want to pass out there. You get somehow, you get out of there.
You don't know what's going on. And then we played this audio earlier in the week. This is LeBron James, who was on some kind of a Zoom call with Diddy. Was this a podcast or something? LeBron, I'm guessing, wishes he hadn't said this.
Oh, hey, everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
All right, so that's LeBron first, and then that's what's up.
That's what's up.
That's Diddy at the end.
Oh, hey, everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in jail in Brooklyn. That's what's up.
That's what's up,
That's what's
exactly.
up.
All right,
So,
let me lighten you. Yeah.
This place has been described as both hell on earth and an ongoing tragedy.
Yeah, this is the MDC. It's the Metropolitan Detention Center. It's in Brooklyn, and it's a federal detention center.
It's the only federal prison in New York City.
It's in the borough of Brooklyn, described as hell on earth and an ongoing tragedy.
That's awful.
Is what that facility is.
R. Kelly has been a resident there before.
Yep.
So has Ghislaine Maxwell.
Ghislaine.
Whatevs.
Ghislaine Maxwell, the facilitator and right-hand woman to Jeffrey Epstein.
As well as Sam Bankman-Fried.
Yeah, that freak ball from the whole FTX debacle. That whole deal. All right, a couple of things. Let me lightning around a couple of other Diddy things. Diddy is as bad as Epstein, says officer who raided the Miami mansion that was filled with sex rooms and hidden cameras. Yeah, New York Post. Sordid new details have emerged of the so-called sex rooms that Sean Diddy Combs allegedly kept in his Miami mansion, filled with sex toys, bondage gear, hidden cameras, and lingerie, according to a federal source who said that Diddy was as bad as Epstein. One of the Department of Homeland Security agents who helped raid Diddy's Florida home claimed that the music mogul had rooms that were clearly dedicated to sex with cameras all around. So if you were in those sex parties, you were being recorded from every possible angle.
Yeah, there's video of you.
Including angles you wouldn't have known about. My God, these days-long orgies, these so-called freak-offs. Drugged up victims forced to sleep with male prostitutes. I mean, you don't even imagine these things really happen. 1,000 freaking cases or 1,000 bottles of lube and cases and cases.
Cases and cases of the kinds of personal lubricant and baby oil that Combs' staff allegedly used to stock hotel rooms for the freak-offs. More than 1,000 bottles altogether.
That's a lot of lube.
There's a little more that I want to get to after the break. So, and then there's a warning about using baby oil from a brothel in Vegas or out in Nevada.
They would know.
Because there are no brothels in Vegas because prostitution is not legal in Clark County, Nevada, but outside of Clark County, like Nye County, near Pahrump, you can have all the brothels you want out there. All right, a little more. We start the final hour of the MJ Morning Show next, so don't move. We're packed in minutes, including some other kind of cringy Diddy stuff we'll get to in just a minute. Jeff Bezos' significant other, Jeff Bezos' squeeze.
Lauren Sanchez?
Lauren Sanchez, she's in trouble. She's being accused of something. Yeah, hang on. Tell you about that next as well.
Was she at a freak-off?
No, no information about being at a freak-off, but you got to hear this. That and more next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Stand by. It is 9:01 at the MJ Morning Show. Fester, hopefully you don't mind me mentioning this. I just watched you walk out of the studio. Why are you waddling like the penguin or something?
I have two very tender ankles.
Why?
I don't know. The RV show was hard. It was,
yeah.
6
You're
days.
on your feet 12 hours a day.
12, 13 hours a day.
Yeah,
and,
for 5 days, right?
I had good shoes. My feet felt fine, but now that I'm home, some aches and pains are popping up.
You wearing those old people Skechers yet, or what?
You know what? I tried those Skechers slip-ins. Those are comfortable as hell.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not heading towards Skechers just yet.
I didn't get the Skechers, but I've tried the slip-ins before.
Oh, man. All right. 9:02 at the MJ Morning Show. Get your ankles looked at, man.
Listen, they'll heal up. It's just a sore. It'll be fine.
Do you mind me bringing something up?
What?
You need to lose weight.
A couple of pounds.
Listen, you've always said that you don't see many
old fat people.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I probably got a good, 18 years.
Fester, come on. Listen, my suggestion.
Old people die somewhere like around 70.
My suggestion to you is, listen, whether it's Ozempic or Wegovy, Monjaro, come on, Fester, get a script. Ozempic. Come on, Fester, get a script.
I got a script recently for a tapeworm, and I'm a big fan of tapeworms. But they're efficient. They just eat it through and you right out.
Listen, if you were on one of these, what are they? GL? What are they? The
semaglutide.
Yeah, semaglutide. There's a GLP. Whatever the scientific. Dude, I'm telling you, you would drop. I think a couple of 100 pounds.
A couple of 100.
Yeah. Well, okay, all right, maybe hang on. That would put you at 150.
Yeah,
that would be too skinny.
I think my skeleton weighs 150.
Yeah, that would put you at 150. All right, but listen, you could lose 120 pounds.
No, there's pros and cons. That's it.
Fester, I don't know what the con is on losing a lot of weight and getting healthier and extending your life expectancy.
The con is a dirty joke I can't say on the air.
All right. A couple of other Sean Diddy Combs deals. Sean Diddy Combs at the hearing yesterday apparently, through his lawyer, was begging to be released, saying that he would not have women at his house. He agreed to full monitoring. Yeah, it didn't work out.
Yeah, there's nothing he can say right now that's going to get him released.
Yeah, at the defense table, the defense attorney for Sean Diddy Combs yesterday was trying to make the case to the judge that Diddy would not have any women at his place of home detention, which I think they were suggesting was going to be his Florida mansion. Well, the L.A. one is up for sale, right, for $61 million.
I mean, you can't have realtors over or people looking at it if you can't have ladies over.
Yeah, only male real estate agents.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Also, listen to this. The whole Diddy thing has opened up a whole can of worms here. From News Nation, the man charged in rapper Tupac Shakur's 1996 killing claimed that Sean Diddy Combs allegedly offered up to $1 million for the hip-hop legend's murder. Yeah, court papers filed last week in a Nevada court in the case against Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, the former L.A. area gangbanger and gang leader accused of orchestrating Tupac's killing. Includes several interviews law enforcement took of Davis in the last couple of decades. Prosecutors included a transcript of a surreptitiously recorded interview with Davis carried out by Las Vegas Metropolitan Police in 2009, along with several other media interviews where he repeated his years-long claim about Sean Diddy Combs' alleged connection to Tupac Shakur's murder.
Man, Diddy's had to have had a hand in that.
Yeah, justice for Tupac, man. So, is smoke fire? You think Diddy's connected? I think what we're finding out, Diddy has a long history of being a bad dude.
I mean, he named his company Bad Boy Records, right?
Yeah, former warden of this Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, where Diddy is right now, former warden says that Diddy's life is in danger behind bars, according to,
That's awful.
He spoke to TMZ. Diddy should watch his back in prison because former warden at the facility says he's in for a whole lot of inmates who would like to take him out as a badge of honor.
He's not in general population.
No,
He's got to be protected.
They've got him in the special, what do they call it? The special handling unit.
What, the Epstein suite? See how well that worked out for him?
Yeah, he's in the SHU. He's in the special unit, so he's not in Gen Pop. Hey, you like my terminology? I'm using the buzz terms here. He's not in the Gen Pop. That's
I watch prison shows, too.
General population.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So here's a former warden saying, will Diddy even make it out of that place? Listen, they have an obligation to keep Diddy safe. He's innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. But, hearing about the cases and the 1,000 bottles of lube and baby oil.
You may want to wish you brought a couple of those bottles to prison.
Cases and cases of the kinds of personal lubricant and baby oil that Combs' staff allegedly used to stock hotel rooms for the freak-offs. More than 1,000 bottles altogether.
Yeah, here's a warning. Thanks again. Man, TMZ is really doing the hard-hitting journalism on this whole Diddy's case. They spoke with a representative for the Chicken Ranch brothel.
Okay.
The whorehouse out in Nevada. And they told TMZ they don't use baby oil as lube because it can affect a woman's pH down there. And gynecologists say that using baby oil as lube can cause problems like bacterial vaginosis.
Okay, well, listen, they would know.
Then another brothel, the Sagebrush Ranch, they say that baby oil can lead to unwanted pregnancies and STDs.
I mean, it doesn't stop anything. It just makes things slippery.
Oil can ruin a latex condom because you don't want a petroleum-based product on the latex because that can eat a hole in your condom.
Good to know.
Same thing as like poking holes. A lot of poking going on.
Chicken Ranch brothel.
Oh, man. Oh, you want to know what Diddy's first meal at that detention center was?
What?
Diddy's first meal at the Federal Detention Center in Brooklyn.
So that would have been what? Dinner on Monday night?
A 48-ounce sizzling porterhouse from Peter Luger's Steakhouse in Brooklyn.
Baloney.
No. Hold on, Andrew, did you just say really?
I don't know if he's able to request things.
No, you can't.
He's not getting a porterhouse from Peter Luger.
Yeah, his attorney could have brought something to him.
There's no special attention given to this man right now.
Anyway, Luger's not Luger's not the same as it used to be.
Yeah, it's better than prison food, though.
Yeah, absolutely. No, Luger had a takedown of a review from the New York Times food critic about a year ago or so. And it was brutal.
All right, so he probably had some processed.
Can I recommend other great places for steaks in Manhattan?
Sure. Well, I'll forward it on to P. Diddy.
Yeah, Keen's.
Okay.
Keen's is phenomenal. Keen's Steakhouse. And listen, I've always had a good time at Wolfgang's. And Wolfgang was a former maitre d' at Peter Luger. Anyway, so P. Diddy's first meal at the Federal Detention Center.
Well, what meal was it? Was it breakfast, lunch?
You know what? Let me give you a hint.
Okay.
The place is a maze that if there's a fire, will you even be able to get out alive? How about that for a little bit of a... Oh, look at Fester.
The place is a maze.
Fester's brain is swirling. All right.
I just asked what meal it is.
Listen, Sean Diddy Combs' first meal at the Federal Detention Center was this. And my clue was this place is a maze, and if there's a fire, you'd be lucky to find an exit to get the hell out of there.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
What?
IKEA.
Yes! So that means his first meal was...
IKEA? Meatballs?
Yes! Swedish meatballs!
Yes! Not IKEA brand.
Yes! No. It's not. No.
IKEA's not the vendor to the penitentiary.
No. But apparently the first night's dinner menu for P. Diddy was Swedish meatballs.
It sounds fantastic.
See how we played that little game there? Look at that.
It's good. Swedish meatballs for dinner.
Yeah.
There you go, P.
Yeah. So if he wanted to go vegan, he could have had a black bean burger. So his choices were Swedish meatballs or a black bean burger.
I did not know that they had vegan options at the federal jail in Brooklyn.
Yeah. Also, he had a side of egg noodles, green beans, a garden salad with dressing, and the 16-ounce beverage. I don't have any details on what the beverage.
Probably some kind of juice or maybe a prepackaged thing.
I don't know. Maybe some scissor.
He wishes. He'll take all the scissors.
Some gin and juice.
Look, he's looking for a rafter right now to hang himself.
Man, that's a rough facility. All right, so there we go. That wraps up the latest that I have on Sean Diddy Combs. Now on to Lauren Sanchez. I'm going to present a little bit of a legal-esque situation here.
Okay.
You know, my wife's an attorney. I want to get her back on the phone here. Hang on. I want to run this by Michelle, and because Michelle's got a good legal brain. Here at 9:12 on the MJ Morning Show on a Thursday morning. Oh, she might be getting ready to work out. I might not be able to get her on the phone.
Blah, blah.
Yeah, all right, hang on. Let me check her cell phone. Hold on. All right, calling Michelle on the cell. Yeah, Lauren Sanchez, who is Jeff Bezos, his significant other, they're fiancéed up good now, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hey, can I get you on the phone here for a second for just a legal
One second, go.
Did you see the story in my pile last night about Lauren Sanchez?
Yeah, does she have a non-disclosure agreement? No. Was it just an idea in a cloud? Yes. It's probably not anything she can act on.
All right, well.
Thank you, Professor Samus from Sexton so many years ago.
Professor who?
Samus.
Oh, Scott Samus. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Scott Samus, a great attorney and one of Michelle's professors back in the day at Stetson. All right, so listen, did you read the story?
I just kind of skimmed it.
So Lauren Sanchez, who is Jeff Bezos's fiance? They're not married yet. They're just engaged.
No, they're not married.
Yeah. All right. So Lauren Sanchez, what?
As far as we know.
All right. So Lauren Sanchez is being sued by a former yoga instructor that she had. Alana Zabel claims that she was Lauren's yoga instructor for 3 years, 2007 to 2010. And she claims that she had an idea for a children's book that she discussed with Lauren Sanchez. So listen to the details here. Sanchez, who is the fiance to Jeff Bezos, released a children's book recently called The Fly Who Flew to Space. The yoga instructor is suing Lauren Sanchez because they discussed a book concept that this yoga instructor, Alana Zabel, had, and her book idea was about a cat that flew to Mars.
That's the book idea?
The Fly Who Flew to Space. The yoga instructor said that she told Lauren Sanchez about her book idea back in 2000,
Okay,
Yeah.
the key word there is it was just an idea, and they just discussed it. So unless it went any further than that with something more concrete, I don't think she can do anything about it, really.
All right, so it's much later, though. So she was the yoga instructor 2007 to 2010, but they remained in touch, and the yoga instructor says that she reached out to Sanchez just a couple of years ago in 2022 to share the book idea about the cat that flew to Mars, and she's saying, she ripped off my idea and just changed it to The Fly Who Flew to Space.
Okay, but again, it's an idea.
Huh?
Yeah, I mean,
we all have ideas, but if they're just ideas in a cloud and nothing is like really formulated and then, sent to the copyright office or, put in a non-disclosure agreement, it's I think, honestly, this is 25 years ago. So,
Wow. Well, listen, lawsuit's been filed because the yoga instructor says that she published her book in late 2022. And then in January 23, Lauren announced her plans to write a children's book. Zabel claims that it's a blatant ripoff and done in
She
retaliation.
did write the book.
What?
So she wrote the book. So the yoga instructor wrote the book.
Yeah, so they both have books.
So, right.
Isn't
so
it
that's
like
a different,
Can't you not copyright an idea like that? Like you make a cop drama, then another station makes a cop drama. That you can't really.
Well, but also wait, there's a little more here.
It
So
has to be different enough.
So the former yoga instructor also says that it went even deeper, that she previously discussed a partnership to write a different children's book, Dharma Kitty Goes to Mars. So a lot of space stuff here. So the cat that goes to Mars, Dharma Kitty is the I guess the title. The fly, it's a lot
that goes into space. They must really love this animal in space idea.
We've already done that, right?
They ought to put
we put the monkeys up there.
Yeah, the Sputnik monkey.
Or they ought to put like a monkey, or they ought to put the flying cat into Jeff Bezos's penis rocket.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, honestly, it sounds like they're just kind of regurgitating a little bit of history with, trying to make it fun for kids. I don't know.
So you don't think there's anything?
So there is a little bit more to it. And, the yoga instructor did write a book. And so now she's going to claim, that it's too close and similar, that, it's like a song, right? That's too close and similar to another song. So we'll see.
Listen, when you're Jeff Bezos' fiance, those are some deep damn pockets. Maybe she's just hoping to cash in on like go away nuisance money or something.
It's $10 million. Never call me again.
Go away.
Yeah.
Take your yoga mat and shove it sideways.
Guess who I will never call for $10 million? Anybody I know now, I'll never talk to you again for $10 million.
Exactly.
Hey, it's gonna Michelle, you weren't there for my chicken nightmare. Oof.
Nope.
Yeah. Oh man, that's rough. And I had it all sealed up in 15 trash bags before you got home from your trip last night.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, but
we would not have been making that.
I got to go to Winn-Dixie in about an hour and bring back this rancid frickin' chicken.
Oh, so you're going to be late?
No, I'm not going to be late. I'm gonna get out of here quickly today. I'm going to stop by Winn-Dixie, get my money back on the rancid fowl, FOUL, FOWL, the foul, and then I'll meet you at the gym.
This is all long-winded for I'm going to be late.
I'm not going to be late.
It sounds like he's going to be a little
I'm
late.
going to be late.
Yeah, you're going to be late.
I'm not going to be late. I'm going to be late.
Right.
I'm not going to be late.
You're gonna be late.
I'm not going to be. I'm going to be late. I'm not going to be late.
All right.
All right, goodbye. See you later.
McPhilly, he's going to be late.
I'm not going to be late. Goodbye. Bye. Oh, life is fun. Oh, yes, it is. What time is it? 9:19 at the MJ Morning Show. Hey, are we able to get JD on? Did you try him? What's going on?
I tried texting him a couple of times, no reply back. He's best if we cold call him.
JD is the Titanic man.
He's not somebody I could set up for an interview. You call and he picks up.
He's the Titanic on VHS, baby. I want to cold call him next. Did you hear he's got a little bit of a dilemma?
What, somebody suing him now, too?
No.
What kind of dilemma does he have?
Our local buddy from Largo, JD, who has the largest collection of Titanic on VHS, baby. He's got a problem. I want to see. I heard about his problem. I want to see if we can help him and also see if there's any update on his problem. He's got a situation. So we'll try to cold call him next. 9:20 at the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Let's talk about your next vehicle. Let's talk. MJ and the crew here. I got Fester. Roxanne back on Monday for ship. You know, talking about Roxanne on a cruise and then talking about Titanic, but there are not many icebergs around the Bahamas or wherever the hell her Disney cruise goes. No, we've got a Titanic-sized problem that I just want to check up on JD. Can you say cold calling JD, the Titanic guy, that's generally the best for us? If you try to set it up, it never works. But if you just cold call him, that seems to work.
I've had the best luck with that in the past.
All right, so can you just dial him up quickly?
I have to give the number to Andrew. My phone.
All right, just give me the number. I'll dial him up. Your phone doesn't work? No. Oh, jeez.
It's been dead for like 6 weeks.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Have you asked the...
No.
You haven't asked engineering to fix it?
I heard they were switching some stuff around.
Oh, man,
it'll take a while.
This is a rough facility, I'll tell you that. All right.
The Fester phone is very low on their priority list.
Is that a 470?
Yeah.
All right, calling the Titanic guy. Andrew, pick up line 1 on the hot and see if JD, just tell him MJ Morning Show is phoning. There's an issue.
Involving him?
Yeah, JD, the Titanic guy, is getting evicted.
From his house?
Yeah, well, the place where he has his makeshift museum and the 3,500 copies of Titanic.
Oh, no.
He's getting evicted. Yeah, he's got to find a new location. We're getting voicemail. All right, hang on a minute. Let me dial him back. Let me try him on a different line. 727-470. All right, Andrew, pick up Hot One again.
I mean, so how do we help him? Do we get
Well,
him
that's why I'm trying to call him.
Do we get him a storefront or something?
Yeah, well, so he has his museum displaying other Titanic-related,
historical artifacts.
No, just kitschy stuff. And then, of course, the walls of double VHS copies. And now he's got to move. I think Andrew might have him. Is he on? You got him? All right, we got him. JD, the Titanic guy. JD, MJ, and Fester, how you doing this morning?
Doing good, buddy.
All right. Well, listen, you sound cheerful, but I heard that you are getting evicted.
Oh, that is correct.
I've never heard somebody so excited about getting evicted.
Well, you know what happens, and the journey goes on. It doesn't stop here. We're going to still continue this journey.
JD, tell us exactly what's going on. The location where you have your mini museum and your 3,500 copies of Titanic on VHS, you're being thrown out of that location. Tell us the story. What's going on?
All right. So my buddy owned the shop, but he sold the shop. So the new owner said pretty much, hey, I don't understand why you have all these Titanics on VHS back here. And I said we had to get out.
All right. Now, what is the shop? What is the place?
It's Discount Smoke in Dunedin, Florida.
All right, so that's right. So Discount Smoke Shop in Dunedin. So the new owner of the building is making you take all 30. What is the total number of the Titanic on VHS, baby?
We have 3,578 copies of Titanic on VHS.
And remember, JD, I've got 2 sitting right here in the studio. When you coming by?
Oh, whenever you need me, baby.
All right, well, set it up with Fester. Get in here, get in here tomorrow.
Well,
get in here Friday.
JD has to find a place.
Tomorrow is Friday.
JD has to find a place for him. I mean, listen, we can hold on to these 2 until you get situated.
So, JD, when do you have to be out of the smoke shop in Dunedin with the 3,500 copies of VHS?
Good question.
Technically, by the end of October.
All right, so you got some time. So what is the plan now? Where are you going to move the 3,500 plus copies of double VHS Titanics?
Oh, I got to put them back in the house. You know what I'm talking about. What?
So originally this started in your house.
Yeah.
And then this moved to your buddy's kind of back room at his smoke shop.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds to me, JD, it sounds to me like the new owner of the building does not realize the prized treasure, the gem that he has.
Oh, no. We were bringing people in left and right. It was a tourist attraction.
All right, now, JD, is the new guy going to continue to operate the smoke shop?
Oh, yeah.
So then what the hell's the matter with this guy? Why doesn't he want a built-in steady flow of people looking at the VHS Titanic double sets?
I guess the plan is to expand the shop. So he said, get out, and I'm going to expand it. So,
all right.
That's just how it goes, baby.
Would it be appropriate to call like the Dolly Museum to see if they wanted to house this collection?
Right now we're looking at our options, but it seems like it's going back in the house until we can figure it out.
Do I need to set up 2 college brothers moving in storage to help move all these VHS copies?
We could help you.
Oh, no. I appreciate the offer, but, this is what we do. We're used to carrying all these Titanics on VHS, baby. You know what it is.
Now, you're a Largo resident. I'll tell you what, the city of Largo ought to step up and build a building for you in the collection.
Hey, I'm all with that.
Hey, what's that big park in Largo where the guys run that little train around?
Largo Park?
Okay, so they ought to build the Titanic Museum right in the middle of Largo Park.
I'm all for it. Come on, James Cameron. Pick up the phone, buddy.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, hold on. How much space do you really need? If you wanted to do a legit museum that people can walk into and leave a donation or something, how much space do you need?
So the space we had was about 800 square feet, and I think that was a perfect amount right there.
But how many more copies could you accommodate? If you're at 3,500 now, how many copies before you would outgrow the space that you're currently in?
I would say a few months, honestly. Yeah, the donations don't stop. I haven't checked the P.O. box in a while, but every time I do, it's stacked with packages. So the teas keep on coming.
All right. Well, listen, I've got 2 for you right here in the studio. Fester will call you, set it up, but come on in the next couple of days, and I'll give you 2 more, and it's always great to have you in studio, JD.
Hey, can't wait. You know what it is. Titanic.
Yeah.
On like West Bay or something that has like an opening that maybe you could like use it as a write-off.
It would bring traffic in. If you've got a dying shopping center, give JD a storefront. And he'll bring traffic into your dying shopping center.
I just heard yesterday another 57 Big Lots are closing down. He doesn't even.
Do you know how many copies of Titanic on VHS he would need to fill a Big Lots?
He doesn't need all the space. He can cut it in half. Make half in a PetSmart and give him the other half.
All right. Hey, JD, we'll see you soon, okay?
All right, Titanic.
We're thinking of ideas for you, buddy.
All right, so long.
All right, goodbye.
I love that guy.
Oh, man.
There's 2 copies right over here.
This guy needs to become a charity. He needs to become a 501c3.
501c3,
so he can receive things.
Yeah. Well, let's get him in here in the next couple of days.
This guy needs to consult with a lawyer. Let's get him with the Holland Group or something and come up with a plan for this guy.
I'm about half an hour away from going up to Winn-Dixie with my rancid chicken.
You and your stink bag of chicken.
All right, I have a few demands of Winn-Dixie on 4th Street.
Yeah, all they're going to do is give you your money back and say thank you.
I want to be greeted at the front door. Attention, Winn-Dixie on 4th Street. And again, I've shopped there several times, and I've never had a problem. I've had a very pleasant experience at the Winn-Dixie on 4th Street. But unfortunately, yesterday was unpleasant when I got a rancid package of chicken thighs.
Listen, not that I speak for Winn-Dixie, but I assure you, all they want to do is make it right, okay? You're taking the time to bring it back. They want to get you your money. They want to get you more chicken.
Here is... It's oh my, it still kind of smells. It's triple bagged, and I even have the kitchen trash bags that are impregnated with the fresh scent, and I can still smell. And you wanted me to leave this in the car. I brought the rancid chicken thighs in because
you leave it under the car is what I said. I don't keep it in the car.
Oh my God!
Now you smell like
my
chicken.
heads reek.
That's what you get.
I'm quadruple bagged over here.
That's what you get messing with rotten chicken.
So, Winn-Dixie, I'm coming to see you in about half an hour or so. My demands are this: I want to be greeted at the front door by the entire management team. All right, I want the general manager, the assistant manager, I want the produce manager, I want the dairy manager, I want the dry goods manager. I want to be greeted at the front door with all management.
That will not be happening.
And I want a free banana for my troubles. They've got a little banana rack right up front. I want I want my money back, and I want a free banana.
They'll give you the banana.
Yes. My potassium is low today.
All right.
I'm going to work out, so I want to make sure my muscles don't seize up.
Oh, the studio is really starting to stink over. It's wafting over here.
Winn-Dixie was sold. And now it's owned by the company that owns Aldi because they're changing a bunch of Winn-Dixies into Aldis. So, folks, if you don't know what happened, I've got a video on my Instagram. I bought some chicken thighs, and they were per due with a sell-by date of the 21st. I bought them yesterday on the 18th, and I opened up the package, and I was blown away. It was like a blast furnace of, like, chicken rot. It was just... Chicken should not smell. Raw chicken should have no smell. And this stuff was like a, what is that dying corpse flour that, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes. Yeah, I got to look it up what the name of it is.
Yeah.
But that's what it's, MJ, you can.
Now my hands reek, and I'm quadruple bagged over here. My hands smell of rotten chicken now.
I did have somebody send me a text.
I think I'm breathing in the salmonella.
He's an avid crabber.
Yes.
You should keep the chicken and put it in crab traps.
Oh, man. The crabs will love that.
Crabs love the stinky stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Yeah. Well, I got to bring it back to Winn-Dixie. So I want to be greeted by management at the front door at the Winn-Dixie on 4th Street near the Howard Franklin Bridge. And I want a free banana for my troubles. All right. So that'll happen in about half an hour. And if any listeners want to meet me at Winn-Dixie, you can join my brigade. You can join my march in.
Don't go to Winn-Dixie, people. I mean, even if you like the show, we appreciate it.
I've had a very pleasant experience at Winn-Dixie in the past. Yesterday with my chicken, not so much. If you want to see the video that I shot in my kitchen with this nasty chicken, the video is on my Instagram at Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio. Certified MJ Radio. Oh, and they are building a bunch of Aldis closer to me now. You're going to have an Aldi on Dale Mabry and Kennedy, the old Barnes & Noble. That's going to be an Aldi.
Cool.
So right at Dale Mabry and Kennedy, Aldi, and then you're going to have, you were about to say, the Winn-Dixie on Swan in Hyde Park. That's going to become an Aldi.
Correct. So, yeah, they're coming to town.
Yep. What else did I have that I needed to get to before we shut things down today? Because it's not. Oh, a couple of celebrity things. This is interesting. Oprah Winfrey bought back the rights to an Apple documentary about her to make sure it doesn't come out. Really? What the hell's in this doc? Makes me want to see this thing even more. Oprah Winfrey paid a fortune to Apple TV to buy back the rights to a documentary about her life. Apple announced with great fanfare, according to Page Six, that Oscar-winning filmmaker Kevin McDonald would be directing a documentary about the talk show host turned media mogul back in 2021. However, sources tell Page Six that McDonald, who teamed up with Winfrey's longtime producer Lisa Erzpermer on the project, had clashed with the 70-year-old billionaire after he finished the film, and it's been on hold ever since.
And she just bought it back.
Kevin made the film, but Oprah didn't like it and refused to change it. And Oprah has paid back her fee to Apple, a well-placed source. A spokesman for Winfrey, who ended her contract deal with Apple in September 22, confirmed as the Apple TV deal was coming to an end, Ms. Winfrey bought back the rights to her docuseries and has since decided to put it on hold. What, is she shelving it? What did Oprah not like about her docuseries? What's in it that pissed Oprah off?
Well, the way they portrayed Stedman's mustache was very offensive.
But Miss Winfrey believes that Lisa Erzpermer and Kevin McDonald are incredibly talented filmmakers and is grateful for the time and energy put into the project. A source in Winfrey's camp insisted that McDonald did not refuse to make edits. And Winfrey simply decided it wasn't the right time to do a documentary before making the unusual move of buying it back. Listen, she's worth billions. She can buy it back.
Yeah, if she doesn't want it to come out, she can make sure it never sees the light of day.
Yeah. You know, there were a couple of Hollywood projects that didn't come out in the last couple of years that were shelved, and some of that was for, like, tax reasons. Yeah, they were taking a big tax write-off. So there were some movies that were made, and, like, a lot of the stars were, like, just ticked off that the studio just shelved it. Speaking of stars or stars that could have been, or movies and movies that could have been made, David Schwimmer. Would you say he was the whiniest of the Friends crew?
You know what? He was.
Yeah, he was.
In that show, but I also think he's the best of the actors.
He was like a real-life Caillou. You know, that old children's character that my wife would never let our kids watch it because my wife didn't want Julian and Chloe to turn into whining little bitches like that Caillou. You know who Caillou is?
Of course.
Oh, is that
I hate
still,
that kid.
Is that still on?
I think it's ended, but it might run in syndication.
Oh, my God. Michelle would never let the kids watch it because it would turn the kids into whiny little traps.
But David Schwimmer, of all the cast members of that show...
He was the whiniest of friends.
Right, but he was the best of the actors. I mean, when I saw him in Band of Brothers, I was like... Holy crap,
well,
this is not Ross I'm looking at right
The reason
now.
why I'm bringing it up is David Schwimmer says he made a very, very serious mistake in his career that might have cost him to become really a movie star after Friends.
What, do they offer him to be Iron Man or something?
Yeah, you're not that far off. So David Schwimmer was on a podcast in the last couple of days, and the Origins with Kush Jumbo podcast, whatever the hell, man, everyone's got a freaking podcast. So Schwimmer's on this podcast, and he said that he turned down a role in 1997's Men in Black. And he said that caused him to never reach movie star status.
Wow.
He turned down a role.
It would have had to have been Will Smith's role.
Maybe. It could have been Will Smith's or whatever.
I mean, if he was a side player, that's no big deal. I don't remember any side players. In that
Instead, he had just finished filming The Pallbearer with Gwyneth Paltrow, and there were high expectations for that, but that movie turned out to be a bomb. And, of course, Men in Black turned out to be a monster. And Schwimmer says that thwarted his movie star possibilities. Yeah, so how about that? I didn't become a star. Rachel.
Marcel the monkey. He did just fine for himself.
We got to roll. I got to take my rancid chicken back to Winn-Dixie now.
Have fun with that.
Yeah. I wonder if they're going to take my demand seriously. All right, we'll see you back here tomorrow. If you haven't seen the video of my chicken, it's on my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. I posted it last night. Take a look. Give me a follow. Certified MJ Radio. If you're an employee or management, Winn-Dixie up on 4th Street. I'll see you in a few minutes. And make sure you give me a follow at Certified MJ Radio. All right. We're done. Have a good one. We'll see you back here tomorrow for the Friday show. The Cash Kitty happens in minutes. At 10 o'clock, another Cash Kitty word and your chance to win $1,000 on the way on 104.7 FM, Q105. And let's be careful out there.
MJ Morning Show.
The Q105 app is your connection to all